real heat up here, and then we should be good after that. So take your medicine, Central Valley. That's all I will say about that. Of course, we are also live streaming video on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch on the ESPN Fresno platform. So that's a way to get involved in the show over there as well. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch on those live streams. What do we have today? Well, coming up in about 15 minutes or so, actually more than 10 minutes or so, we'll have Paul Loeffler, the voice of the Bulldogs, joining me in this early part of the hour. He's going to be calling baseball, the final home game for the baseball team at about 5 o'clock today. So we'll get him on the line, talk all things topics with the Fresno State Bulldogs. Also coming up later in the show at 4:15, we're going to have Dylan Gonzalez of the Fresno Business Journal. I'm curious about a conversation in regards to the downtown sports revitalization movement that we are seeing from our city. And so he has been reporting on it and covering it over the last few days. And I want to have a healthy conversation about what exactly is happening downtown with, obviously, the Falcons announcement last week and, obviously with some soccer motivations as well with that new stadium potential. Plus, 25 years of the Grizzlies. We love them downtown as well. By the way, just lost a game earlier today, 8-7 in a heartbreaking fashion, the Fresno Grizzlies. So not an ideal start to the homestand with Visalia today. I was down there, actually. I was checking out the game, and we were shooting some promotional footage down there. But it was good to hang out for a few innings and catch some baseball. So, and all of the numerous kids that were down there enjoying the day, albeit it was a hot day. But the line for the snow cones was as long as it could possibly imagine. It was out the door and around the corner for the snow cone line at the concourse at the Chick-Chansey ballpark. So I would say the kids certainly enjoyed their day out at the ballpark. But let's get into some conversation and some topic. Of course, we're going 3 hours. We'll have my 5 of 5 at 5 o'clock. And let's talk about, of course, the eulogy that we will put on with the Lakers here, who officially got eliminated yesterday in a 115-110 final from L.A. The Thunder end up sweeping the Lakers in 4 games, and that would end the run for the 2025-26 Lakers, and that caps off the season. Of course, I thought it was a really valiant effort. I was sitting there thinking yesterday before the show or after the show, if the Lakers had a chance, I think this was their best opportunity. It is hard to sweep teams in the NBA regardless of who you are and what kind of talent you have with your team. Consider that the 2017 Warriors being or maybe it was 2018, I can't remember which season, the 15-0 start in the playoffs for the Warriors might be one of the great achievements of all time when it comes to the NBA playoffs. But the Lakers, I thought, were talented enough to at least grab one there. They were not on the same tier of what the Suns were from the previous round that the Thunder ended up sweeping. Outside of it, though, and when it came to the clutch moments, which they had plenty, there were plenty of situations where the Lakers could have laid down and died. Rui Hachimura hitting a 4-point play, 3-pointer last night, which is that his big last moment with the Lakers, potentially? I think he's an impending free agent. And then, of course, LeBron James with an opportunity with 30 seconds on the clock, playing iso ball, guarded by Alex Caruso, and could not get the floater off the glass to go, just a little too strong on the left side, and ends up falling away from the basket, and the Lakers do not end up beating the Thunder. And I think a lot of Laker fans were probably hopeful that this team could be somewhat competitive, and I think this was a competitive series with the Thunder. There can be competitive sweeps if you look at the context of it. History will look at this Laker team as a flameout because you'll just naturally look at the 4-0 sweep in that round and say, well, they looked overmatched in those situations. But I would argue that this Laker team gave everything they could possibly give to this Thunder squad. However, I think there were some mistakes potentially made from this Lakers coaching staff. I think there was a reliance on DeAndre Ayton for quite too many minutes in this series. And I think the best basketball they played was the final 10 minutes when DeAndre Ayton was on the bench. and you had the spark plug of Jackson Hayes, who seemed to be a little more motivated to make some plays happen for the Lakers down the stretch. And I know there's going to be a lot of litigating of who's going to be on this roster and what it's going to look like and what it's going to form and who's going to be the support staff for Luka Doncic and supposedly Austin Reeves once that max contract extension is finalized. However, I will think there's going to be a long look in the mirror for some of the guys who saw their efforts go in vain, and then some of the guys who efforts will be questioned in this series in particular. It is a hard line to draw with DeAndre Ayton and what he looked like in this series, and so I think a lot of fans are allowed to feel a certain way about his performance, what was promised at the beginning of the season versus what it is now. I think there's some Laker fans out there who are very happy with what they've seen from some of their role players. I think Rui, of course, had some moments in this playoffs that warrant maybe a possibility of him returning. Might be a little too expensive for this roster, all things considered, if LeBron is eventually going to leave. But that is going to be the number one question in the offseason here is what is LeBron James going to do? And I am curious of how long this will linger after the season. We know LeBron is a guy who will take his time and come up with the decision whenever he feels like he needs to make the decision. The timeline will be his, and will the Lakers be beholden to that before they make any other move? Obviously, with the money tied into what LeBron James is worth at the moment in his contract, which was $54 million this past year, there's not many angles you can go with here for this season after this decision. So the Lakers need an answer from LeBron James sooner rather than later, and I don't think they're going to quite get it as early as they would like to hope after the season is over. So it's going to be interesting. I think this is kind of similar to what Aaron Rodgers is putting the Steelers through at the moment, which I think reporting says Rodgers is returning for another season, but let it be known that I will expect, and I don't think any Laker fan should expect LeBron's taking a discount if he's coming back to be a Laker. There is going to be the full price tag of what he has brought, because let's be honest with you, if LeBron was not here for this Laker team, we would be talking about the Lakers out in 4 against the Rockets in this whole postseason, and we would not even be talking about the possibility of them playing the Thunder in that second round. LeBron, I thought, was really effective in this playoffs and has not warranted the conversation of is he too old or is he too worn down. I was quite impressed with what he has been doing in this postseason. So I don't think there's any question of what's left in the tank per se, but the question that the Lakers have to ask themselves is how patient can we be with LeBron in this decision-making opportunity? Is LeBron going to allow our timeline to work with us? So it's going to be fascinating to see what is going to fall the next month or so. I would imagine they'd have a little bit of a better answer before the draft gets going, but there is going to be a lot of speculation over the next month or so. So I'm fascinated what the future will look like for the Los Angeles Lakers, but what we do know in the near future is that they will no longer be playing playoff basketball. And overall, I'd grade that playoff run in some form or fashion, at least in the B plus territory, all things considered, what was ahead of them. I thought the coaching, for the most part, was awesome from J.J. Redick. I think he may have actually proved himself a little bit in this playoffs as well. I think some Laker fans certainly feel like J.J. Redick is a guy you can trust in these playoff situations. There is going to be some personnel decisions that will have to move forward. I thought LeBron was awesome. I thought all things considered, Reeves working back into it. I thought Reeves, despite the losses, really provided a great element for them. It just was a shame that he wasn't there all throughout the postseason. And, of course, the Luka of it all and not having Luka. Would this series be different? I think we'd be talking about a couple more games if Luka was in it. Will we be seeing a different intensity of how the Thunder were going to attack the Lakers if Luka was in that lineup? Maybe. And maybe it changes the way the series goes. But I don't know if I would go all the way to say it would have determined if the Lakers were moving on if Luka was in this series. But I think the Lakers can play the what-if game all they want moving forward, and I think Laker fans can certainly do as well. I think you're allowed to have that opinion. So, all right, just wanted to get that off early. Maybe we'll talk more Lakers down the stretch in this show, but let's take a break because we need to get Paul Leffler on the line as he'll be patiently waiting. So, Jorge, let's take a break. We'll be right back on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
Hey guys, Phil Benotti from Behind the Bench. Spring is here, and that means more fans on the move, more cars on the road, and unfortunately, more accidents. When the temperatures rise, so do tempers. The roads get busier and the drivers get more aggressive.
Shaping brighter futures. Make a difference today at fcoefoundation.org. The foundation at FCOE, empowering students, supporting educators, and strengthening communities.
Armament! 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 Say it with him. Armament, your go-to team for residential and commercial roofing done right. This summer, score big.
The $1,000 off your roofing project when you sign up is now extended through the end of May.
Don't wait for the heat. Lock it in now. Visit ArmamentCoatingsAndRoofing.com for your free quote. ArmamentCoatingsAndRoofing.com. Armament! Armament! Armament!
There's nothing like the excitement of Fresno State Bulldogs athletics. From big-time matchups to unforgettable game day moments with the Red Wave, Bulldog pride runs deep. Come support your favorite teams all season long and be part of the tradition at Fresno State. Feel the energy, hear the crowd, and experience what Bulldog pride is all about. For schedules, tickets, news, and more, visit GoBulldogs.com today. Your Fresno State Bulldogs. Pride, passion, tradition. Go Dogs!
To Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. We are in our first hour, of course, taking you up to 6 o'clock tonight. And joining us in our first hour on the guest line here, the Lee's Air Hotline, is the voice of the Bulldogs, Paul Leffler, who's joining me via the Lee's Air Hotline. And Paul, it's good to have you. Haven't had you on in a bit, and I don't know if we've talked before. Spring practices of football, of course. You're getting ready to call the final home game of the year for Fresno State baseball. Hard to believe we're at the end of this academic year, and maybe the final few days of the Mountain West era for Fresno State. But Paul, hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying cool on this Tuesday afternoon.
Well, I'd say it's the Lee's Air hotline. So, I mean, if ever there were a time where that should be very effective marketing for our friends over there at Lee's, we'll tell our buddy Derek he's got some money well spent right there. Yeah, and in all seriousness, all your listeners are staying cool. In the postseason again this year, so it's a very high-quality opponent they're up against tonight.
I know we've talked, or what was been talked about with this baseball season. Obviously, it's not the most ideal record and what has been the results of this season. But, Paul, all through it all, we've seen some moments and some flashes with this team, and I think that's what you're trying to capture in these last 4 games. Of course, you can look at, Sunday's performance against UNLV as one. But is that what this is about, these last few days of this baseball season, which I know people want to throw out with the record and everything like that. But that's what we're trying to capture these last 4 games.
Well, I think, for one, give the seniors another home win tonight. 2, they've had a phenomenal rivalry for a long time with San Jose State, and they can keep the Spartans from making the conference tournament, which would be something. I mean, San Jose State's played in the last 4 Mountain West Tournament championship pairings. So to knock them out of contention would, be another little wrinkle. There's a lot of mutual respect there, but it is a rivalry. I think the big story is, how are you preparing for 2027? And for folks who haven't watched this team, who've only seen the record and, who know this 34 losses is one more than the previous single-season record. So no Bulldog team has ever lost more games than this team right now. But what's that going to lead to in the future? So with the group of freshmen, I mean, this is freshman for a Bulldog homer since they changed the bats.
To flip that script, like you said, in the next couple of years, because that's what the opportunity invites with these young guys. And so I'm imagining, and I would imagine that's what's going to be the next couple of years, what the offseason is going to look like. How do you imagine that conversation is going to be between those guys who know what the history of this program is and compared to what they're trying to build to in the next year or two?
Yeah, I think it's just an expectation of winning, right? An expectation of we can never let this happen again. And does that fall on players and coaches? Absolutely. But I think the other factor this year is it's an opportunity for all of us. And, you're a sports radio station. The people who listen to your station, they've a million Giant games. They've heard other games, nationally between this team and that team, understand the game. And a lot of them have been around Fresno State and the program for a long time, and they can think back to, 1988 and Bob Bennett taking the number 1 team in the country and going to Omaha, leading the nation in attendance. They can think about 2008 and, the ultimate underdog story of all time. And what some of them may not realize is that the game has changed more in college baseball since 2008 than it did in the 60 years prior. The difference between college baseball in 2026 and 2008 is a greater chasm than looking at 2008 to 1928. It's that much of a significant change in terms of the operation, in terms of resourcing. The scholarship limit change has been a monumental shift, and schools that got out in front of it are having success, and schools that didn't are not. And that may be a gross generalization, but when you look at it, there are schools that have found a way to invest in baseball, and Fresno State hasn't had that luxury. And there is no money tree that's just going to rain dollar bills at Peacock Field and Bob Bennett Stadium. Mm-hmm. It's going to take all of us. It's going to take alumni. It's going to take fans. It's going to take people that, if they truly understand the dynamic, have a great bang for your buck investing in the baseball program, because a much smaller investment can yield a much greater return in comparison to almost any other sport on campus. And I think when people really understand the necessity of funding more scholarships, of addressing facility issues for what was once one of the best ballparks in college baseball, but that now, honestly, in a lot of ways, has been passed by. Not necessarily in what fans experience, although that's part of it, but especially in what the student-athletes experience. You know, a lot of the schools that Fresno State's recruiting against have built brand-new locker rooms, have done things to address the student-athlete experience, and at the same time have expanded scholarship offerings, which was never an option before in college baseball when it was everyone in the country is limited to 11.7 scholarships for baseball. That's no longer the case. There's an opportunity for this community and this alumni base to step up and fund Fresno State to keep Bulldog baseball competitive. And I think this season's results, while not all about that, are certainly reflective of that and are an opportunity and almost, I think, an alarm sounded for all of us. If we want to have that dream of hosting another regional someday, like, you know, probably should have happened in 2006 and 2011, but hasn't happened since the mid-90s. If you want to dream about going to Omaha again, in all, you know, practical purposes, that's not going to happen if this community and this alumni base doesn't step up and support and get involved. And I'm hoping and I'm confident that that's what we're going to see happen here in the next 12 months.
And the conference, of course, with the changing and going to this Pac-12, and there's going to be some real interesting talent and interesting teams that we're going to be matching up against. It's no longer this Mountain West group, you know, adding a Dallas Baptist to the schedule. And, of course, Oregon State, Washington State being a part of the Gonzaga baseball, Texas State baseball. I would imagine this conference gets that the Fresno State Bulldogs, it will not get easier next year with what is provided with these programs that they're going to be facing.
That's a great point. I'm glad you brought it up, Phil, because for baseball next year in the new Pac-12, there'll be 7 teams. Oregon State is going to be one of them. The Beavers are a national championship contender this year. They'll be hosting a regional, likely hosting a super regional. Very good chance of going to Omaha. My guess would be they'll probably host the conference tournament next year, too, because of the fans you'll draw there at GAR. I mean, that's going to be the standard bearer of the conference that you're trying to compete with, and that's the school that's offering the full 34 scholarships right now. That's what you're competing against. Dallas Baptist, you mentioned, they've been to 12 regionals in a row. Gonzaga ran away with the West Coast Conference this year, and very good chance that the Zags are going to be in a regional. Really, if you look at it, the 7 teams that are going to make up that baseball league next year, Bulldogs will not make the NCAA this year because they didn't make their conference tournament. The other 6 all have great chances to make the NCAA tournament. That includes Texas State, and that includes the top 2 seeds in the Mountain West tournament, San Diego State and Washington State, who have both bounced back from dreadful years last year to be contenders for the tournament title this year. So that's what the Bulldogs are up against in that baseball conference next year. And it just, I think, reinforces the need for investment in the program to give them a chance to compete, because we've been spoiled. I mean, in all honesty, and this is, you almost hate to go here because it can be counterproductive and give other schools, talking points to use against Fresno State. The Bulldogs have done a great job historically of taking disadvantages and turning them into advantages. And, go back to Pat Hill, before he built the new locker room there, making the guys proud to have as little as they had from a resource standpoint and almost making a badge of honor. And there's been an element of that in baseball where, just by necessity, there haven't been major investments made for the last few decades. And this season underscores that deferred maintenance, if you will, or overdue investment has caught up to the program. And coaches and players have found a way to remain competitive and even win tournament titles and go to the postseason. But it's not because of where they started in terms of off-the-field advantages. And the way other schools have addressed their disadvantages to turn them into advantages has left Fresno State in that part of the equation behind. But the way great things have happened at Fresno State in the past is getting the community involved. There's no program on campus that puts together a bigger percentage of its roster locally than baseball, or has historically than baseball. There's so much baseball talent in the Valley. It's a great track record of recruiting guys from the Bay Area, Sacramento, San Diego, L.A. Those guys end up living here, investing here. That formula works. You just have to have the other factors, the academics, the admission standards, and now especially the scholarship limit and the resources, the facilities. Those things need to be close enough to the schools that you're recruiting against to make sure that local talent stays home. And I'm confident we're going to see that happen, because I think that message is getting out around the baseball community. It's easy for people to point fingers and blame players or blame coaches. I'll tell you, this is a phenomenal coaching staff who really gets it. And these are tremendous young men. I mean, you talk to any one of these guys, and as a father of two daughters, these are the kind of guys you'd want your daughter to date. I'm not trying to fix anybody up. My younger daughter's got a boyfriend, and my older daughter's got her hands full with her USC racing team. But I'm just saying, those are the kind of young men that come through this program. That's not going to change. And I think the future of Bulldog baseball is bright. It's going to be a whole lot brighter if the alumni and we as in the community can rally around them.
Well put, of course, and of course it'll be a long wait till we see this team in action after this season's over. At least we can say, Paul, that the Bulldogs have not had a Mountain West tournament loss in the last 3 years. So put that on a press release in some form or fashion. But let's switch gears to football, because the spring has come and gone. You were out there soaking it all up when you had the opportunity. Real quick, just what were some things you may have found out or learned or maybe realized in your observations from the beginning of spring to the spring showcase that happened a couple weekends ago?
Well, sometimes you hear a coaching slogan and it rings hollow. With Coach Entz and this staff, when he talks about recruit, retain, develop, I think you're seeing the substance behind those words. There's some depth there and some proof on the field that that's what's happening. And that retain piece, I think, is monumental. Not only was he able to retain almost his entire coaching staff, and I would say upgrade the one position that he lost somebody, he retained the key players, right? And some of those you didn't think you had a chance to get back for another year because of eligibility, but Josiah Freeman, Roland Fullwood, back for an extra season. Tavion Thunderbird, back from injury. I think he'll have a monster year. You just keep going down the list, and where they did have some graduation and guys that, are out of eligibility, they've shored those spots up through the transfer portal, especially on the defensive line, where I'm hopeful, this defense is going to be able to create some pressure up front that brings out even more from those playmakers. And having a second year in that system again with coaching continuity, I think I'm most excited about the defensive side of the ball. I mean, they were one of the best defenses in the country last year. They were an opportunistic defense that changed games with big plays, that put Fresno State in a position to win games. And I think that's going to be just as solid this year, if not better, when you consider the talent that stayed, the talent added, and let's call it a tenth of a second. If that defense is a tenth of a second quicker in terms of responding to the look the offense has, sometimes that tenth of a second is the difference between a touchdown for the offense and a pick six the other way, or a sack fumble, or just a third or fourth down stop. I think this team's going to operate a click ahead of where it was last year because there's an extra year of understanding of this system under one of the best defensive coordinators in college football, Dick Benedetto. So that I'm fired up about the defense. I'm excited about the new kicker, who was incredible last year, and much like the movie Hoosiers, whether you're playing junior college ball or Division III or Division I, kicking a ball between the uprights doesn't change a whole lot in terms of timing and mechanics. And I think that's going to translate real well. I think Jordan Malaulu is going to have a breakout year as a return man and showed some of that promise last year.
He was the guy I was hearing about the most, Malaulu.
Oh, yeah. I mean, tremendous talent and great young man. really engaging, fan favorite. But to me, the biggest X factors for 2026 are going to be two things: the offensive line play and the quarterback play, and those two clearly are interrelated. The better the O-line play is, the better that quarterback play is going to be, and the worse the O-line play is from a protection standpoint, the tougher it's going to be on those QBs to sustain drives and turn opportunities into points.
Yeah.
But I think in Christian Martin and Jaden Mandel, you have two young men who've experienced a little life, who have powerful perspective, who, have been through being the guy at certain levels and also been through not being able to be out there for, whether it's coaches' decisions or injuries. And I think they're both really focused. I think they're making each other better. They're both really mature, and they both have talent. So whichever one wins the starting job, in fall camp, I think they're going to go into that opener at USC believing in what a lot of people around the country wouldn't believe in. And I'm optimistic about the O-line because you've got, a stronger, more mature, even taller, if you can believe it, Braden Walton at the left tackle. You bring back an extra eligibility for Roland Fullwood at right tackle. Fonua started a lot of games last year. You brought in some additional talent there, and there's some guys last year that were trying to get on the field and did a little bit. They'll be part of that mix. And I think you have a chance to really establish yourself at the line of scrimmage, which is Matt Entz's mentality. That's the way he wants his teams to play. So I think this team can get a little closer to the long-term vision that Coach Entz has for bringing Fresno State success on the field.
Well, I think the availability of everybody during this period of time seems to be a plus as well. I think we had maybe a little bit of shortage of those offensive linemen in the spring, and it seems like they are tenfold better in terms of the guys who are available at this time to just get organized in that aspect of the game. And I would say that product of how last year's offense had a little bit of a slow start to it, I think this offseason feels a lot better with those guys having the reps, having the ability, and plus they were able to go multiple sides of the field and run offenses on either side. Like you don't hear that quite often for a D1 roster, a college roster at our level, or at least for Fresno State, and yet they were able to accomplish that because guys were available, and that's the most encouraging part of spring for me. I don't know if that was for you.
Yeah, to have that many people participating was huge, and to have so many guys enrolled early to be a part of that can be a monumental head start. Just even in terms of Deegan Rose, right? One of the best, local recruits on paper that Fresno State's had in a long time, who turned down some higher profile programs and even decommitted to another team from another team in the league to stay home and be a Bulldog. Whether he sees the field this year at all or not, he's ahead of the game by having been here all spring. And when we finally do see him on the field, there's going to be an element of that that's contributing to his success. And extrapolate that for all the guys who got in early. I think a lot of really good things happening with the football program. It's going to be an exciting year, in Pac-12 play. I was just up in Pullman for baseball and going over to Martin Stadium and looking at where the Dogs are going to play their first ever Pac-12 conference game in football. And I hope the Red Wave goes because the folks I talked to on the Palouse say the weather in early October there is going to be fantastic. The high 60s, low 70s. I don't know if you'll have the fall colors yet, but it won't be blowing snow. That's the key point. and that'll be a great opportunity in this new era of Bulldog sports for the Red Wave to say, hey, we're still the Red Wave. We're going to go take over Martin Stadium in Pullman. And that would be really fantastic to see. I know the Red Wave is going to show up at the Coliseum on that Friday night, September 4th, but I'd have loved to see him a month later in Pullman on a game that, may mean even more in terms of the immediate success of this team. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it.
One more question, I'm going to let you go. You have the assignment again for the spelling bee, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. Actually, I think literally 2 weeks from today. And you have a new partner on the call. Mina Kimes is joining you, and I think she's actually on Jeopardy tonight, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know if you're taping the episode. How excited are you to work with Mina Kimes? And have you had a chance to? I'm sure you've had a chance to chat with her maybe before this thing, or maybe I don't know. How excited are you to work with her?
Yeah, I'm excited to be back there with those students. That's what it's all about. And Mina's going to be great. I'm telling you. We'll have a production call tomorrow. So she and I have traded messages. I haven't spoken to her yet on the phone, but we'll Zoom tomorrow. I don't know what she did to earn this punishment, because that's my theory over the years. When you look at all the big broadcasting names that have been sent to that event to work with me and talk about these kids, it's quite a list that's growing. But no, I think she's super excited. She was in spelling bees when she was a kid. Never quite made it to the nationals, but that was one of her dreams. And so now to be there and talk about these incredible young people who, by the way, I mean, they do all the other stuff too. A lot of these kids are great athletes. They're dancers. They're singers. They're musicians. They're whatever. And they go on to be everything you can imagine: physicists, doctors, lawyers. It's a competition that showcases the best and brightest in our country. And, it's crazy for me because I've been doing it so long. None of the kids that are in it now were born when I started. But it's going to be a lot of fun. And I know Mina has a great following. And being on Celebrity Jeopardy and doing so well and showing how brilliant she is, I think is only going to add extra credibility to her being there. So every time another one of those big names comes in, whether it was Robin Roberts or Tom Bergeron or even Mr. Bachelor, Chris Harrison back in the day, Stuart Scott, Sage Steele, Sam Ponder, Aaron Andrews, whoever, they each brought their following and exposed those people to this incredible Brainiac competition. So to me, it's a great opportunity for young people. I'm excited for our champion, Warren Lee, from here in Fresno County. We've got a speller from Merced County, from Kern County. There have Visalia, the Tulare County champion. So there will be some Valley contenders. And last year, the runner-up was from Visalia. So that's going to be some great TV to follow, and that'll be the semifinals will be on the 27th, the finals on the 28th, and you can go to spellingbee.com to learn more about it, or the broadcast will be on ION and other Script Zone networks this year. But yeah, I'm sure Mina's going to fit in some Seahawks or at least NFL references in there too.
It should be a good assignment. I can't wait to watch it. Paul, I know you got to run, so I'm going to let you go here. Have a great call tonight from the Diamond, and stay cool. All right.
Yeah, I hope some of your listeners come out and see us. Last home game of the year, and these are some special guys who've been through a lot, so come show them some support.
All right. Paul Leffler here on 1430 ESPN. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. And we'll take a break. We'll wrap up this hour next on 1430 ESPN.
Stone fruit harvest is happening right now, and every minute counts. Get the job done with the help of Pioneer Equipment, your Kubota authorized dealer. Growers across the valley choose Kubota over blue and green because of reliability, comfort, and easy maneuvering. Plus, value with durable performance. With Fresno and Reedley locations, Pioneer Equipment, your Kubota authorized dealer, has the equipment, parts, and service you need to operate through harvest. Visit Pioneer Equipment, your Kubota authorized dealer today at pioneerequipmentca.com.
Citizens Business Bank is a proud sponsor of the Fresno State Bulldogs. Hi, I'm Susan Woosner, Senior Vice President and Manager of Citizens Business Bank in Fresno. We proudly support California's thriving small to medium-sized businesses. Our relationship-based approach and straightforward business model set us apart in the financial services industry. We are a banking partner that understands your industry and your company. Whether you're expanding operations or planning for the future, Citizens Business Bank is here to help ensure your banking experience is smooth, convenient, and aligned with your success. My team strives to build long-term banking relationships by getting to personally know you and your business, and then providing you with a wide array of powerful solutions customized to your unique financial needs. Visit cbbank.com to learn how Citizens Business Bank can help contribute to your success. That's cbbank.com. Citizens Business Bank, N.A., Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
It's the Memorial Day sale at Fashion Furniture. Recliners starting at $297. Dining sets from only $397. Cal King beds starting at $397. Ask about free local delivery and 0% financing for 36 months. Discover quality, comfort, and style built to last at the 66th Annual Memorial Day sale from the largest locally owned independent furniture store in the Valley. Fashion Furniture. There's nothing like it in all of California.
Hey, I found out where the humans are going.
Is it the vet?
Oh no, it's Wags and Wagers Casino Night.
Oh, thank goodness. I already faked a limp this week.
It's Saturday, June 6th from 6 to 11 p.m. at Uptown Bar and Grill in Fresno.
Wait, how much is this fancy night?
Just $65, and that includes a dinner, full-service bar, dessert bar, and $150 in casino cash.
Yeah, and they call us the animals.
Tickets are on sale now. Go to PawSquad559.com.
And it helps save dogs like us.
Get your business noticed and stand out from the crowd by visiting Mega Prints. Working with the Valley's most prestigious and high-profile businesses since 1998, we print and install custom-designed signs for businesses of all types and sizes. From yard signs to banners to wallpaper and fleet graphics, Mega Prints has the state-of-the-art capability to turn the signage you've dreamed of into a reality. Visit megaprints.com today to see our work and what we can do for your business.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like you're going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. But to cruise through challenges, you need someone who's right there with you. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PCs and tech advice you need to get past whatever's in front of you and get where you want to go. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. Big thanks to Paul Leffler for joining us in the last segment. Of course, you can listen to that interview back on our show on our website on 1430ESPNFresno.com if you end up missing it. Or we have a scroll back feature, I think, on the YouTube feed as always. So you can always just scrub back and catch up later. Fast forward through the commercial breaks if you feel like you need to and catch up. I love that DVR feature on the YouTube side of things, right, Jorge? I have your mic on. This is on you.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. By the way, hi. First time on the show. I realize I haven't had you on yet. How are we doing on this Tuesday, Jorge?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a hot day today.
Yeah, it's a little bit hot.
I'm feeling it.
I was at the Grizzlies earlier today, and Joe and I were getting some promotional footage, just for some funsy stuff later. And we sat in the camera well, no shade, and no relief whatsoever.
I peeked my head out, and right before you got here, you got back, and it was.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm staying in here.
They had the kids' day, and all the kids were not sitting in the seats. They were under all of the awnings. They were sitting on the concrete ground behind the awnings, like just in the shade the whole day.
I wouldn't either. Those seats get hot in the morning.
Yeah, it wasn't like terrible in the shade though. I was walking around up in the shade. I'll tell you what. I say this yesterday and I say this today. I think 98's fine. Like as long as you know like how to handle it, like you're fine. Like to me, I'm mentally there. I'm mentally ready for the heat. So
yeah, I feel like we're used to it enough that once we summer begins,
right?
98 is cool.
Of course, regulate your temperature, drink some water, and make it happen. Now, by the way, full transparency, I had a leg cramp in the middle of that interview in the last segment, so I had to go through it. My friends are yelling at me because they told me to eat a banana. So, what was your cramp go-to cure? Was it bananas? Mine was mustard. Little mustard packets.
For cramps?
For cramps.
We had bananas. Some guys did, especially during the football season, they did
pickles?
Pickle juice.
Yeah?
Not necessarily pickled, but pickle juice.
Mm-hmm.
And just Gatorade, man.
Yeah?
I think Gatorade was...
Well, Gatorade, of course, has that element, though. It's going to be like that.
But it wasn't like the bottle kind. It was like the one they made. There's the big packets.
Like the
ones on the jugs.
You're talking like with the actual powder packet.
Yeah, the powder packet.
Yeah. Would you just eat the powder, or you would just mix
no.
it?
They threw it.
They threw it in the big jug.
In the big jug, and then make 5 gallons of it.
Gotcha. I think I'm fine now. I think my cramp is.
It might be just because it's cold. It might be cold in there.
It's not cold in here, sir. The day it's cold in here is the day I make $1 million in salary there.
Okay.
That's the day. When we're paying for the AC to be about 64 here, which apparently it can't be because if we run it that low, we destroy the whole system. That's what I've been told.
So the moment you start running it that low, it freezes, and then it ceases to start.
And then we die.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then we all just and the equipment starts failing, and then everything starts,
Well, the equipment needs to be cooled down.
Yeah, of course. It needs that cool temperature.
It runs hot in the summer, so.
I'm ready to toss out this baseball season. I'm kind of here for the baseball season for Fresno State as a learning experience. I know it's the most losses in the history of this program, and yes, that's not ideal. But I am ready to say it was set up to fail from the beginning because of injury situations and youth, and I am ready to take the lumps as they come, and I am ready for some growth. Rise from the ashes here.
It just feels like a lot of a lot of talent and veterans.
You want to know how good the Bulldogs were last year? We have Murph Gray, who's batting like 390 or something like that in high A baseball at the moment, and Jack Anker's pitching well, and Aiden Cremorosa just had a no-hitter. Like, yeah, those guys are bleeping good. You know what I mean?
That was the veteran talent that we had.
Right.
When they were gone, you expect people to step up, but then if they get in your season,
and you're throwing 18-year-olds out there trying to learn how to play D1 baseball, my goodness, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. You try doing that at 18, playing against grown men.
It feels like they got caught off guard.
It's not like I don't even think they were ill-prepared. I think it was just circumstance made and forced guys to play that, I think coaches, if you had truth serum, said, they weren't quite ready to play yet. We had a vision for them, but we weren't quite ready to throw them out there. But I don't know. Go see the Bulldogs tonight and go support them. This program's great, and this program's got a lot of great history, and we want to maintain that for sure. All right, hour number 2 coming up next on 1430.
Hey, Dad, have you thought about what we talked about?
You mean Thiessen-Duker Modern Wealth Management? Modern sounds complicated.
Look, you've got money, but it's all over the place. That's complicated, and your money could be working smarter for you. Thiessen-Duker uses advanced software designed to analyze how your different assets can work together toward your goals. You'd be surprised what a few simple adjustments can make. A lot of other advisors don't even use this technology.
And it wasn't complicated?
Thiessen-Duker made it simple. And now my accounts are streamlined too. I go to thiesenduker.com, click on the Account View tab, and I can see all my accounts in one place.
Oh, your mom would love that.
Yeah, and so will you. That's what Thiessen-Duker can do for you.
Modern Wealth Management. I'm in, son.
Just visit thiesenduker.com and give them a call.
The advisors of Thiessen-Duker Modern Wealth Management are registered representatives with and securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Hey, it's Phil Benotti with Behind the Bench, and I've got to tell you something I just did to my car, and I wish I'd done it sooner. You know how your car bakes in the Central Valley sun? Feels like an oven. I went to Stereo One Warehouse and got my ceramic windows tinted. Game changer. It keeps the heat out, so my AC doesn't have to work as hard this summer. My car is cooler, more comfortable, and I'm not blasting the AC anymore. So if you're in the Valley, go see Stereo One Warehouse. Call Daryl at 559-836-0949 and tell him Phil sent you.
Stepping up to the plate, it's Richard's Prime Rib and Seafood, the original, a true family-run restaurant, serving slow-roasted certified Angus prime rib, hand-cut steaks, and the freshest seafood since '69, a winning tradition. Richard's Prime Rib and Seafood is now open for lunch Wednesday through Friday and dinner Wednesday through Saturday, so you'll never strike out on a great meal. Richard's Prime Rib and Seafood, a Valley dining tradition, because when it comes to great food and family, they always hit it out of the park.
Steel prices are rising everywhere except where it counts. Pacific Steel Supply INC in Fresno still delivers unbeatable value, rain or shine. They'll match or beat any competitor's price by at least 10% on top quality steel, roofing, and components. 24/7 service? Absolutely. When storms hit, Pacific Steel Supply INC keeps your build moving. Get your free quote today at PacificSteelSupplyINC.com. Pacific Steel Supply INC. Premium products delivered on time, every time.
Welcome to Banyan Tree, Fresno's favorite dispensary. Voted 2025's Best of Central California's People's Choice Award. Need some healing and relaxation? From flower to edibles, concentrate to vapes, we've got top shelf products at down-to-earth prices. Whether you're a seasoned smoker or just kinda curious, our knowledgeable staff will help you find your perfect match. So climb the Banyan Tree and see how high you can get today. Order ahead at BanyanTreeFresno.com for quick and easy pickup. Banyan Tree, rooted in quality, grown in Fresno.
Well, it's finally golf season, and it's probably time to upgrade your golf bag. If you look good, you play good. At Roger Dunn, trade in your old clubs and get 50% more towards your new ones. Your club's value plus an extra 50% means you upgrade for less. Trade in the old and get the new. It's time to hit the links with a new set of golf clubs. Plus, Roger Dunn carries all the accessories you need. Gloves, shoes, grips, balls, and tees. Because remember, you're always number one at Roger Dunn.
Introducing The Sidebar, a brand new open-air beer garden at Me and Ed's Coney Island Grill in River Park. Experience a new way to catch a game, hang with friends, and enjoy new appetizers, char-grilled burgers, salads, wings with over 10 house-made sauces, and of course, world-famous Me and Ed's pizza. Thirsty? Try our self-poured taps with over a dozen craft beers, wines, ciders, and craft seltzers. Plus a full bar with an impressive selection of tequilas, whiskeys, and craft cocktails. The Sidebar at Me and Ed's Coney Island Grill, now open in River Park.
Your home for high school sports. 1430 ESPN, the Valley's local sports leader. KFIG Fresno.
News Jason Collins, the NBA's first openly gay player who has served as a global ambassador for the sport for the past decade, has died after battling brain cancer. He was 47. The NBA concluded its investigation into the Bucks over the shutdown of Giannis Antetokounmpo and has determined no further action is warranted. The probe was launched early last month after Giannis and the team told different stories about his ability to return to the court from a knee injury. Pivotal Game 5 coming up from San Antonio tonight in the second round of the NBA playoffs. Spurs, Timberwolves, ESPN radio coverage, bottom of the hour. That series is 2-2. Lakers president of basketball operations and GM Rob Pelinka and coach J.J. Redick held their end-of-season press conference today. They spoke on a wide range of topics, including LeBron James, who was non-committal on his future last night. L.A. will allow James the time he needs, says Pelinka.
The thing we want to do more than anything else is honor him back. And I think the first order of business there is allowing him to spend the time he needs to decide what his next step are. Does he want to play another year in the NBA? Of course, any team, including ours, would love to have LeBron James on their roster. That's a blessing in itself, just with what he does.
Second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Game 4 from Montreal gets underway in 10 minutes with the Canadiens up 2-1 hosting the Sabres. Bruins defenseman Charlie McAvoy suspended 6 games by the league for slashing Buffalo forward Zach Benson in Game 6 of their first-round series. He will serve that suspension at the start of next season.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Wednesday, we'll continue to react to the NBA playoffs. Plus, with the Cavs and Pistons tied at 2 games apiece, it's Game 5, a must-win for Detroit. It's on Sportsman, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
From local high school sports.
It's good to be joined by our student athlete of the week. Anthony, how's it feel to be a student athlete of the week?
Feels good, man.
To your Fresno State Bulldogs.
Pleasure to always have Coach Entz in the building here. And Coach, how are you doing on this Tuesday night?
Doing good. Doing really good.
When the athletic director of Fresno State drops in here at ESPN Fresno, Garrett, it's good to have you in.
You know, we're just grinding every day, trying to get better. But beautiful weather right now.
And voices from the pros.
On ESPN Fresno with Sean Merriman, Charger linebacker. Great.
Man, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Q Myers joining me now. He's with the Raiders, of course.
Man, I love Fresno. I really do, man.
Rick Neuheisel here with us on ESPN Fresno.
It is a treat to be on ESPN Fresno.
This is your home for all things sports. Hosted by Phil Benotti, breaking it down, calling it like it is, and taking you behind the game. This is Behind the Bench on ESPN Fresno.
That is right. Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. Hour number 2 of our program, taking you up to 6 o'clock today for Giants and Dodgers game 2 of this 4-game series. How about them Giants last night, huh? Little 9 spot. Beating the Dodgers and beating them down. We like that, huh?
Beautiful.
Rafi Devers?
Yeah.
Little homer, pull side? Going out and getting it and sending it to right center field?
He had a good outing.
Little 2-for-3 piece, 3 runs scored. Got a bases loaded walk. Go-ahead walk in the 7th inning. Giants working at bats. Could have scored more, man. They had so many on base in that game.
Yeah, the last 2 innings, they had bases loaded.
Yeah. Shohei Ohtani looks like he's in shambles right now. 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. Down to 233 batting average, huh? How are we feeling? Come on, you got to be more fired up, Jorge. What are we doing?
I told you I wasn't worried about it.
I know. Come on, the Giants just beat the bleeping Dodgers yesterday. Let's go. Let's a little more fire and brimstone. What do we?
What do you want me to do? You want me to
get on the desk and celebrate? I don't know. I'm trying to get us hyped here.
Want me to jump up?
Or am I feigning? Am I being facetious? Am I being tongue in cheek right now about the Giants winning over the Dodgers? You got to take your victories when you get them, man.
I love it.
You don't know. You don't know what you got here.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. How are the Dodger fans feeling? This poor, horrible Giants team's taken 3 of 4 so far this series. They went in your house and beat the you-know-what out of Roki Sasaki. Shohei Ohtani, and they're about to beat the you-know-what out of Yamamoto tonight. Huh?
Told you, man. Not worried about it.
Are we? I want to know if Dodger fans are a little worried. 8 of their last 12 games they've lost. 3 straight tonight. Going into tonight. How about 3 runs or fewer in their 9 of their last 12 games? Shohei Ohtani suddenly can't hit. Are the Dodgers worried? Are the Dodger fans worried a little bit about what's going on right now?
I feel like this is how May goes for like a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Just, sometimes you're good, sometimes you're bad. It's like the up and down, the roller coaster of May.
Sure. The roller coaster in May, yeah. And the Giants, of course, are living that roller coaster as well. Where are we up to right now? Jorge, are the Giants up to oh, God, I can't even open.
What are we talking about?
What's the record right now? Where are we at? Trying to find it.
19 and 23, I think, or 18 and 23?
17 and 24. Don't give them too much credit. It's fascinating little way to, live back in your past a little bit, right? We like feeling better about this Giants team. Adrian Hauser going tonight against Yamamoto. So,
tell you, man, that walk off did something. That walk off woke us up.
Yeah, 10 straight. You think you get 10 straight here?
That's
Changes all it took was talking about Rafi Devers being a salary dump trade. Sending him away. Suddenly he's like, you know what? Here's my swing. Got 2 home runs in the last 2 games.
10 straight. Wouldn't that be beautiful?
I'd like that, huh? Giants fans would like that. Looking at a little daily spread here. Giants are plus 280 right now to win tonight over Rafi or over Yoshinobu Yamamoto. By the way, 7+ strikeouts at 4 of his 6 career starts against the San Francisco Giants. 41 strikeouts. The second most against an opponent in his career. To be fair, he's probably started the most against the Giants in his career outside of the Diamondbacks. That's his career high. Yamamoto tonight.
Yeah.
Is this the most concerning stretch for Shohei with the 4 hits in his last 10 games? It's the fewest in a 10-game span since 22. He's not had 4 hits or fewer in 11 games with the Dodgers. He hasn't homered in 11 straight games. Another game without a homer would be his longest drought as a Dodger, and his longest since 22. He went 22 games with the LA Angels without a homer. Is there real concern for Dodger fans out there, Shohei Ohtani, at the moment?
I don't want to say concern, but it's definitely feel like definitely there's something going on there. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they need to change.
559-320-1430.
They need to move up some people.
Dodger fans, you out there? Are you concerned about Shohei right now? Giants fans, are you happy about last night? I got to imagine you're happy. We know the Giants outfielders were happy last night.
Yeah.
That's all you got?
Well, what do you want me to say?
How about that celebration last
Is that
night?
how you want me to celebrate?
You know.
I can celebrate with you like that if you want to.
At the end of a show, or hey, we just
if this is what you want me to do,
just compel the nature of what compels you out on the baseball field, man. Sometimes you feel so happy about a win, you hang out with your homies, and you feel real close.
it's baseball, man. Unless you played it, you don't know.
I'll tell you what, seems like the team's coming together a little bit better, huh?
Yeah.
There's some real chemistry.
We got rid of some baggage.
Is that what we're calling it? It seems like there's some real chemistry, cohesiveness going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Why are you like so worried about it, man? It's 2026.
Who said I was worried?
Did you seem worried?
Who said I was worried?
You seem very,
I'm smiling right now.
Very, very.
Why am I worried about it?
I don't know.
Fascinating. Just a little. I got no way to describe it without us going into that blue kind of language out there. So I'm just gonna leave it, whatever it is.
You're the one that brought it up.
I watched it live, man. I was like, I couldn't believe Dwayne Kuiper kept a straight face through it. The outfield celebration.
I'm pretty sure he's seen a lot of stuff.
The only way I can describe last night's outfield celebration for the Giants was illicit.
Not illicit. What are you talking about?
You know,
Maybe
NSFW.
Rated R or something like that.
Needed some blurring out there. Who started? You think Drew Gilbert was the one that was like, let's do this?
It wasn't even rated R. It was probably PG-13.
Drew Gilbert, Harrison Bader, and Jung Hoo Lee. All engaging in, formal teammate bonding.
You know how it started, right? Because I seen the clips.
So how did it start?
So it started. So they go and they shake hands, all three of them.
Yeah.
Jung Hoo Lee pushed
Elliot Ramos right?
into the what's the name's face, because like a kiss, right?
Was it Drew Gilbert?
And it was just like a joke, and then they fake kiss.
Yeah.
On the second time.
Yeah.
And then the third time,
So they're ramping it up.
That's basically what it felt like.
So what's going to happen when they win tonight, Jorge? How far are we going? How far are the Giants going to go with this?
It's going to be beautiful.
I
mean, watch it if you want, man.
If this is what brings this team together and plays cohesive baseball and has a 9-run outburst like this against the Giants,
I'm all for it.
You will take any sort of outfield celebration if it takes it.
I love it. If this
full blown.
If this is what get us to win.
I'm not even saying what I was going to say after full blown.
It's 2026, man. I don't know why you're so.
I ain't being anyway. I'm just trying to help the audience understand what's going on with this team.
I'm all for it.
Hey, if we get the homers, if we get the bases loaded walks, if we get the working the counts, if we get all of that with this team, sign me up for anything. Hey, at least it brings a youthful energy to this team as well. Right? Maybe that's the college level talk that Tony Vitello's bringing. He's bringing that college youthful nature to what's going on with this team, and they're bringing that kind of college level humor / expectations to the way they celebrate and operate as a group.
Is that what it is?
That feels pretty youthful to me. I don't think
very high school.
I'm not imagining out in the outfield Marvin Bernard, Barry Bonds, and who else is out there? Moises Alou. They're all coming together.
I don't know. They might.
Did they all play together? Trying to think who else. I'm trying to think who else was out there in center. Kenny Lofton. You can't imagine Kenny Lofton, Barry Bonds, and Moises Alou.
I think they did at one point.
I'm putting Moises Alou in that era. None of them played outfield together. I'm having a hard time piecing together a 2002 Giants. Who was playing right field for the Giants in 2002?
I got to look it up.
Who was doing that? Can I go to the 2002 Giants real quick? Do I got that roster? The World Series appearance Giants. Oh, Reggie Sanders. That's right. Reggie Sanders. One year wonder for the Giants. Yeah, we're not imagining Barry Bonds, Tsuyoshi Shinjo, and Reggie Sanders out there,
Kenny Lofton.
Operating the way they did.
Kenny Lofton, Reggie Sanders, Barry Bonds.
Yeah, there you go.
And it also included Tom Goodwin, Shawan Dustin.
Our boy Tom Goodwin out there.
Marvin Bernard.
You weren't even going to try Tsuyoshi Shinju. Tsuyoshi Shinju?
He doesn't appear on here.
I have him in Baseball Reference. Regardless, the Giants are playing well, folks. At least the last few games. We'll see if it all fizzles away tonight after a Yamamoto start, or if the Giants can continue to find the happy train and ride Adrian Hauser to potentially a victory. Okay, let's take a break because we have our guest here, Dylan Gonzalez of the Fresno Business Journal, going to join me next. Going to have a very interesting conversation about what's going on in Fresno. So stay with us. Behind the Bench returns on 1430 ESPN.
Follow every pitch of San Francisco Giants baseball on 1430 ESPN Fresno. From first pitch to the final out, hear every inning, every big swing, and every Giants moment all season long right here.
Devers high drive. Right center field. Out of here.
Keep it locked on 1430 ESPN Fresno for San Francisco Giants baseball. Brought to you by Citizens Business Bank, Fashion Furniture, FFB Bank, and Lee's Air.
Cyber criminals stole $10 trillion from U.S. businesses last year. Did you know that 75% of businesses hit with ransomware do not survive? Is your company protected? Could your company survive a real-time cyber attack? Get a free consultation from M-Cubed Technologies today. Our team of cyber professionals are here to help and protect you from this real threat. Don't fall victim to cybercrime and risk losing your business. Contact M-Cubed Technologies today at mcubedtechnologies.com.
The Donald P. Dick Super Saver Program is an annual maintenance membership for your home's heating and air conditioning. A certified HVAC specialist will service your system at no additional charge. They'll make sure to keep everything running right, including filter replacement, refrigerant checks, airflow checks, and electrical inspections. Improved efficiency prevents breakdowns and saves you money. Call 255-1644 for Donald P. Dick AC and Solar in Fresno.
Whoever it was that said rainy days are followed by rainbows and pots of gold definitely wasn't in the raisin business. Rain in the wrong places at the wrong time can be a disaster, a crop disaster, and a financial disaster. In short, it can mean there's no payday for all of your labor. Fortunately, it doesn't have to be that way. The solution? Crop insurance for raisins. Bowman & Associates, your local crop insurance specialist, has been writing raisin crop insurance for over 40 years. Bowman & Associates is one of the largest crop insurance agencies in the state and the nation. Call Kent, Quinn, or Blake Bowman today and let them design a policy customized to suit your individual growing needs. Time is running out to purchase rain insurance. With the unstable weather patterns and current low premium rates, now is the time to call Bowman & Associates at 499-2020. California Department of Insurance license number 0F64178.
At Helena Agri Enterprises, we've been committed to helping farmers achieve success since 1957. In the years to come, Helena will continue to be there with the people, products, and knowledge to help increase your productivity for greater returns. The way we see it, your success is the only measure of the work we do together. To find out how Helena can help you achieve or exceed your production goals, contact your local Helena representative or visit us at helenaagri.com.
Every day, the choices you make matter, especially for your business and the community around you. When you choose to bank local with FFB Bank, your deposits don't sit on the sidelines. They help fund local businesses, create jobs, and strengthen the neighborhoods you serve. With business accounts designed for you, local decision-making, and a team that understands your goals, FFB is here to help you grow. Because your success is everyone's success. Be the one who builds community while building your business. Visit ffb.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
quarter zip every day. I don't think there's been one day since I started where I haven't worn a quarter zip. So it's part of like my brand there.
Dylan, of course, you work with the Fresno Business Journal, and you cover. What do you let the people know what you kind of cover there for us?
So we actually have a pretty small team, but we get a lot done. So my main beat is real estate. It's a lot of. Actually, I talk a lot right across the way from you guys, Vizentana Group.
Mm-hmm.
Just did a story on them recently. Yeah, real estate. I do education, banking, and finance is pretty interesting. And then also sports and entertainment, but we don't do traditional like game recaps type stuff. It's a lot of how it's going to impact businesses. So
right, and so our you know, our Venn diagrams don't quite intersect when I come to talking sports and talking about things of your nature, but they do sometimes. And of course, what I'm fascinated about, and we had the you know, the press conference of the Fresno Falcons coming back, and my mind has been kind of percolating about what the possibilities are and what has been really the push to see a lot of pro sports opportunities present themselves to downtown Fresno and the Fresno municipal area. And so for the context of the people, we know about the Falcons announcement and the sudden idea of a season coming in October, to obviously there's a movement to build a stadium for soccer, which will eventually lead to a soccer potential franchise here in Fresno, at least for the time being. Dylan, this feels hot and heavy and moving fast for me. So I want to know what your take is so far on what you have seen from this rapid movement to capitalize on the idea of sports being introduced to downtown Fresno.
Yeah, it is pretty hot and heavy, but having covered what Mayor Dyer does a lot, this really isn't a surprise. He's made it very well known how much he wants to kind of rebuild kind of downtown Fresno. And yeah, the best way, at least in my opinion, to do that is having sports teams there that that get people staying late at night, because right now there really isn't a lot of reason to keep people there. You have the Art Hop, Fulton Hop now.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, sports is definitely something that they need, especially in the wintertime when the Grizzlies are out of season.
Right, and I'm assuming that's kind of been the primary focus of the mayor's office from that. And as you know, you probably are on that beat more than I am, and that has been the conversation. It feels like has been the directive of Mayor Dyer without any secret. It's been revitalizing downtown, making downtown more available for the people here in Fresno, not just the folks who live down there, but the folks who live everywhere, and including the college students down there. The youth getting down there is a real priority for Mayor Dyer, and nothing brings youth more down there faster than, you know, exciting opportunities. So I'm imagining the use of sports and the lean in sports is what is causing this kind of movement. But you know, explain to me kind of how this timeline how you've seen this timeline move forward. Because I say, oh, this announcement from the Falcons feels like it just kind of came out of nowhere. But you probably have been a little more versed on what this timeline has looked from your standpoint. What does it look like in your mindset?
So actually, I knew we had the State of the City last week, but I was actually in San Francisco. I went to 2 Giants games with my friend, and I get a text from our associate publisher about an article ABC 30 puts out. It's like, Fresno Falcons coming back to downtown Fresno. So yeah, I'm completely with you, literally out of left field. This is something I don't think anyone saw coming, at least not right away with the new venue works taking over operations there. But No, I thought this would come eventually. I didn't think it would happen so soon, but pretty excited.
Do you think the ball rolled a little faster because of the idea of the Fresno State game at Selland, and we saw kind of that experiment play out and what that kind of looked like? Do you think that motivated the city to see what opportunity? Maybe they've been in conversation more. I don't think it was a direct genesis of the idea of the Falcons coming back, but I'd imagine they have been staring at what Selland is and what it could be, and they have been looking to find a way to make that a little bit, profitable, I guess. I don't know what for the city in that sense.
So timeline wise, I just got actually finished with an interview with Mark Solis. He's the executive director who oversees Selland Arena, the convention center, all that stuff. He took over in February, and one of the things I asked him was this something that was in the works before you took over with the Falcons, or is this something that he kind of thought on? Because he was from Texas and he has a little bit of a background working with hockey teams before. But yeah, he said there was talks before, but nothing really got off the ground until he kind of came in and did that. But no, I think it's going to be really good for the city. I haven't been over in that part of downtown a lot, but every time I go cover something at the convention center, that there's been so much like growth there. You have the new shops, Einstein Bagel Bros, which I love, is there, and then you have the new hotel as well. So there's going to be a lot of money there. And
Jerry Dyer, the mayor, talks about this new scoreboard that's going to be put in, right? Have you heard about what that is looking like for the city and what has been talked about with that thing?
No, apparently it's going to be kind of over center ice. It's going to, like, I guess, hang down. I'm not sure. But I know they have definitely a lot more stuff there. They have they're going to revamp concessions there as well, which is going to be a big one for people, because I haven't been there in a while, but has it been a lot of the same stuff over there?
Yeah. And I imagine, by the way, the representative you've talked to, you said he started in February, and he had the big event, of course, with Selland Arena being the high school basketball playoffs, which is usually the premier event annually for that venue, as well as it's a 2-night event. So I think, of course, it's playing to the nostalgia a little bit. There's a lot of people. Dylan, you from Fresno?
Yeah, born and raised Fresno.
Do you have a memory of the Falcons when you were growing up?
I was like 7 when they stopped, but I do remember going to like 1 or 2 games with my dad back in the day. So.
I more recall the Monsters a little bit there from my college days. I was not quite in Fresno during the Falcons era, but what are your memories from that kind of time of seeing the arena used in the hockey sense, and what you have been hearing about revitalizing it and playing to the nostalgia of that a little bit for Fresno folks?
No, it's definitely real. And he said, the person I spoke to, he said he's already seeing like a lot of interest in just talking to people around town. Like, they're really excited that hockey's back. Like, you wouldn't traditionally think of Fresno as a place that cares about hockey. I mean, we're in the middle of California. Closest NHL team is 2.5 hours away, but I mean, you don't really see a lot of kids playing hockey. Like, we really only have the Gateway Ice Center, but no, there's definitely a lot of excitement. I'm excited to talk to more people about this. So.
You were there at the announcement?
No, that was when I was out of town.
Gotcha. So, but I'm sure you watched some of the clips of that announcement, right?
Yeah, Ben caught me up to speed.
What did from you and your team with Ben? What was the thing that stood out the most from that specific presentation of what they were hitting at? What do you think was the sticking point that stuck out to you and Ben from that press conference?
Nothing really. Like, it's what you expect from like a hockey. Like, oh, they're talking about a lot about excitement, a lot of bringing people in. But one thing Ben told me that was pretty funny. He said that, I think it was the commissioner. I hope I'm right. But he said, like, the commissioner, oh, the fans are excited to see like players with like 200-mile-per-hour slap shots, which is, I mean, you don't see that in the NHL. Like, Alex Ovechkin, I don't know if he's ever topped like maybe 115, and like you're expecting like single A level hockey players. I just thought that was funny.
A little admonishment of the numbers there, a little embellishment of the numbers there for sure. This league's fascinating, right? Because you look it up and you're like, well, there's only San Diego, and then they're adding us, and I think there's a Stockton team, right, too. But like, doesn't feel very sustainable with travel and all that kind of opportunity. What is? I'm assuming this league is coming in the federal Prospects Hockey League. Imagine they're trying to fund a little bit more to the West Coast to allow a western side of this league to exist, or else, it's going to get, the travel bill's going to get real pricey. Are you seeing that as a full-blown investment into the West Coast side of hockey? And they're saying Fresno's a location that we've known and worked with before, and we feel there's a long-term commitment to adding franchises on that west side. And it's not just we're adding a team in Fresno, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you imagining that's what you're getting from the people you're talking to?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know if they've thought this much into it, but now is a really good time to invest in hockey on the West Coast. You have the Anaheim Ducks in the playoffs, obviously on the NHL side. San Jose Sharks they're going to be a problem for the league for a long time.
Certainly.
And the Los Angeles Kings are in the playoffs every year, even if they lose in the first round. But no, now is a great time for hockey on the West Coast, and I can totally see why they're kind of investing in California. I think it's going to be smart.
So Mayor Dyer talked about this being like a 5-year deal, and it sounds like there's some sort of kind of option after the 5 years to add another 5 years. To me, that could go either way with how that commitment looks like, because while there's the excitement and everybody is ready to see the brand new thing, the question is sustainability, right? And that's probably why the Falcons left in the first place, right? And I don't know how much information you got from that scenario, but my question is how can Fresno make this sustainable? Because it's nice to see all of the additions to what we're looking at with the Fresno Falcons, but where is the sustainability? And that's going to be the crux for me. I'm imagining that's the crux for you of what you're investing into, right? Investigating into. How can this be sustainable? Where is the sustainability going to come from? Are the fans the ones that are going to determine if this sticks around? That's my number one question with what was announced with the Fresno Falcons coming in.
Yeah, I really don't think we'll know until we see. But from what I've heard, there is, like I said, there is a lot of fan excitement. I do think this is obviously a risk we're taking. Fresno isn't obviously a super huge market, but I mean, we're top 40 in the nation. We should have more than one professional sports team. So it's definitely a risk worth taking, and it could eventually work out in the long run.
It's interesting you mentioned that. It should be a city that has more sports than it should be, right? Mm-hmm. Is that, and I think that's probably what Mayor Dyer's hinting at, and a lot of other people are hinting at. It's Fresno feels like a town that we know what the potential are, and a lot of people feel like it has potential. It's just not been realized for a while. Is that kind of the mentality from the city's perspective, and from the local standpoint, the people that live here? Have you gotten that vibe of Fresno is a town that needs to realize its potential way more than it is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say that. Obviously, Fresno State's great. It's a big draw for everyone in the Central Valley, but I mean, there's hundreds of schools across the country that are just specifically college, and like I said, we are 500,000 people. We should have more than just a single A. As much as I love the Grizzlies, and I official score for them on the side as well, we should have more than Fresno State athletics and a single A baseball team. So no, I think I agree. There's a lot of ways where Fresno can grow, and there is a lot of excitement from the people I talk to, and even people who don't watch hockey. I feel like this is a good chance for them to kind of see what the game's all about, and even hopefully lead more fans to the NHL. Not
just hockey, too. The soccer question as well. And that's the other side of this. And Jorge, if you want to be a part of this question as well, for part of this conversation, because I know you're very passionate about soccer growth here in the local area. But Dylan, that's the other side of it, is there's this idea of a stadium coming in. There's all these ideas of what it could be and what it could bring when it comes to high school level, when it comes to a professional team. But because I think it's relevant to the hockey question, right? Because you're adding two different aspects of sports coming to the city of Fresno. But what, in your mind, is the big question about this soccer complex that's being pitched? What is the big question moving forward with this thing?
Where is the stadium going to be? Because the mayor, he didn't give an exact location, but he really made it no secret. He did a bad job keeping it a secret that he wants the stadium in downtown or Chinatown. And from people I've talked to, downtown's pretty crowded. There really isn't a lot of room. In Chinatown, a lot of the land there belongs to the high-speed rail authorities.
Right.
And they probably wouldn't want to give that up. So, no, it's if they can find a stadium. The one spot I have heard from some of my sources is the potential of moving the dairies, but I don't know if they would do that, because that's really the only realistic place that makes sense.
Because there was a big complex that was knocked down a year ago. I only remember because it's on my drive to the Chancey from my parents' house. So you couldn't miss it. There was a big couple silos, and now that thing is totally toast. It's totally gone, and that's kind of the side of town. You do mention the high-speed rail, and like you said, that kind of authority, the high-speed rail authority, doesn't feel like they're giving up on that project anytime soon, right? And that's the complicated part of what that downtown area has, is we have this big artery of unfinished high-speed rail that just sits down there in the middle of downtown, and that doesn't, it kind of stunts the growth of what they're trying to do downtown. And I got to imagine a lot of people in the city are frustrated about it.
Well, one thing was that the mayor mentioned was that he wanted to build hotels and retail space around the stadium,
right?
And he kind of mentioned Chinatown.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if he does that, it'll probably be after they already built the rail. In my mind, I'm thinking if they don't use part of that land, they're gonna give it back to somebody. Probably the one that takes over it is gonna be the city, who will probably pay a certain amount of money for it or whatever, and then they'll develop there. That'll be probably the most, I would say, most logical place to put it. But you know, it's up in the air.
Right. Yeah. If you want to add to that, Dylan.
Yeah, the thing that stood out to me the most is that they were setting a 2028 kind of deadline for when
2028 deadline,
2028,
which
that's
is
really
it's fast.
Halfway through 2026, so I don't know if what they're going to do if they don't get the stadium.
Right.
I'm not sure at this time if they are going to look for a off site location to play the games while they wait. I feel like the USL, with them being a fast growing like league kind of. Trying to become an MLS competitor, I don't know if they want games played at say Fresno State or something like that. And we saw the Fuego when the last time they were professional, they played at Fresno State that last season. They don't want that, and I'm sure the city doesn't either. I'm sure they want thousands of people going to these games, staying in, going to the nearby restaurants and stuff. But no, 2028 is kind of really unrealistic, I'd say, at this point.
Well, yeah, because first of all, you have to get bids to build the thing, and you have to build those up, and you have to find out what this thing actually costs. We have an estimate, but you got to see that through. Where's the money? First of all, all that too. Where's the money coming from for this? It feels like that's still kind of somewhat in flux because the funds aren't secured for a stadium like this, right?
He said he wants somewhat of a split, a $50 million split between public and private money. So
it's interesting because there's several teams out there. The one probably with the most money right now, it's what used to be the Fuego, or they're now the Central Valley Fuego.
Mm-hmm.
But there's another team called Fresno FC. They're the ones that are playing in the, I believe, the third or fourth year of the MLS, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I know they played at Clovis East last time they played there.
Interesting.
So I don't know, and they played against Sacramento, which is a bigger team. So I don't know what team they would want, really, because there's several teams right now in the city that are probably planning on trying to get that.
Is there a model that where you can guarantee the stadium, but the team arrives at 2028 like they want, but we're doing the Chancey Ballpark thing again, like we did with the Fresno Foxes, where we're converting that stadium for a year or two, and then we'll see where that project goes. To me, the number one question is just money. That's simply what it is. And for the economy Fresno is, you feel like there should be enough money for that, right? And the problem is this community, and I love it for it, is very, they're loyal to themselves. They're very, what do I call it? Not loyal to this. I'm saying they are very skeptical a lot.
Picky.
It's a very
they're picky.
You create distrust once, they will not trust you ever again, and we know that from years past with Fresno State, and Fresno State's been doing a great job of building that back up to that rapport. But I got to imagine this is a community that likes the ideas, but when it comes to the money that comes with it, it's hard for them to trust that the money they're giving is going to the right place. Is that what your sense is?
Yeah, I mainly talked to business owners and stuff. I spoke with Tioga Sequoia, and they were pretty excited because when they had games at Chansey Park, that was huge for them. They'd have their team supporters group come. But from what I've seen on social media, there is a lot of questions from would-be fans about where they are getting this money from and stuff, and if it's realistic. Because this isn't, like, it's unlike the Falcons, this is not set in stone. This is kind of, I think, I forgot his wording, but it was like an engagement with, like, the intent to marry. So, like, they haven't married yet. They're kind of still in that, maybe this is going to work, maybe it's not. So
they haven't proposed yet, but they're definitely the ring is they're getting the ring fitting.
They're flirting around. That's what it is.
Right, exactly. They're just not quite hitched just yet. I think the Chinatown location to me makes the most sense because what you can do with that parking lot that's next to Chansey Ballpark is you can really build that into another somewhat garage there, and you can have the walkover. The problem is the high-speed rail just totally. How do you do that? Where's the walk around area, right? Where that project is at. That's the thing that's killing me right now is that whole artery right there.
Yeah, once they finalize what they're going to do downtown with the high-speed rail, and if they do have
if you have a station right next to those stadiums, man, what are we talking? What are you talking about? Awesome revenue opportunity, right? Because you're getting dropped off right between a ballpark and a soccer stadium, and then you got the arena right up the road, and you got all the that's the perfect world, right? But unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world.
I think that's their vision. I think that's what they want.
I'm imagining.
Because if he's talking about making hotels on the side of Chinatown, if they all come in and you have hotels on one side and places to shop and all this other stuff, that's what they want.
Are there any businesses in Chinatown that are kind of opposing this Chinatown sort of centric location?
I wouldn't say opposing it. They would definitely, it would be good for them. One thing that did come up when I talked to people from Chinatown is that they would have to change their hours because as of right now, a lot of them are mainly just daytime, which makes sense because you really wouldn't have people going to Chinatown and downtown or at night. But if there were to be a soccer stadium, and obviously they'd play a lot of night games, they would have to change their hours. So it's just kind of getting their take on that, getting their approval. So
I want to go back to the Falcons real quick. Because this question just popped in my head. You mentioned the ownership side, which, by the way, feels like we're still kind of figuring out what the ownership looks like with that. Mm-hmm. What do you know about the ownership situation with the Fresno Falcons?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine there right now. They didn't really want to say who the ownership would be, but from what I've heard, I know the league as of right now is playing a part in it, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think they're still looking for an ownership group to kind of take the reins on that.
It's interesting because they're selling tickets, packages without an ownership group. I'd imagine some people might be wanting to know a little more solidified where their money's going to as opposed to, the other way around. I find it very weird. I find it very strange.
I did reach out to the Falcons, and I haven't heard anything back to talk to them, like their partnerships type.
Like who's running the show?
Yeah, I kind of want to, I don't need an owner. I kind of just want a name of someone I can talk to who maybe can tell me something.
This is why, and I'm excited about hockey. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited about hockey being back downtown. I'm excited about the Fresno Falcons being a team that we could see, obviously, in October, and that's the plan. I'm just wary.
Yeah, no, I am too. October, it's exciting that they're going to be back, but I feel like if you don't know who the owners are and we're 5 or 6 months out, I feel like fans should kind of deserve to know, especially when you make the announcement that they are playing in this year. So,
do you have any speculation of what could be the reason why we're refraining from talking about what the ownership is, or is there any I'd imagine they want to get out in front of everything with this, or is it the fact that they are trying to sum up some more sort of conglomerate business ownership group that's like, here, buy a stake 5%, and we're all just kind of owning a stake of the team, and we're just sustaining this as a community?
I would say that I could see that being the thing where a bunch of business owners kind of just want their part in it. But no, it's also the city of Fresno, so I'm not entirely shocked.
The splitting of the baby and the splitting up the ownership group. The problem with it is it's nice if it's on the price tag of what it is, but the problem is now you're adding if you split it up 20 ways, you're adding 20 voices into decision making, and that's a problem, especially when you only have a 5-year deal, and we'll see how long this goes because right now they're signed up through 2031, whatever that means. So I don't know. I'm fascinated. The sports boom in Fresno. feels like one that we hope to see. I think me as a fan, you as a fan, everybody as a fan wants to see. We just want to make sure it's done the right way. I think that's what that's how I feel. I think that's how maybe residents feel. I'm sure that's the sense you're getting from the people you talk to.
Yeah, business owners too, especially. I'm sure they want reasons for more people to come by, put eyes on their business. It's just that, can they make it work without the fear of their business being replaced by a potential soccer stadium and stuff like that?
Right. People need to be sold the right thing here in Fresno. Fresno residents don't get the right pitch. It's dead on arrival. That's kind of where that sits. Dylan, where can people find what you're writing about, what you're talking about, and what you do at the Fresno Business Journal?
Yeah, you can find me at thebusinessjournal.com. We post a lot of our stories online, as everyone else is these days, but we also have a weekly publication, a print publication that goes out every Friday. Those are where you get your big stories. Like, I'm doing a story on the Falcons this week, where I talked to the executive director of the person who kind of oversees Cylinder Arena, Convention Center, all that stuff. You could find that there first on the paper instead of waiting 2 or 3 weeks to find it online. I'm not really active on social media. I am active on LinkedIn. So if you have me on LinkedIn, I post all my articles there, because our audience is business owners primarily, and not really my friend group of 20-something-year-olds. So I have a lot of business owners on LinkedIn. So yeah, at me on LinkedIn. My name, Dylan Gonzalez, DYLANGONZALES.
Perfect, Dylan. I appreciate you coming by and sharing what you know, and I like the conversation. I want to know more about this whole thing, because I think like I said, we want to see this go the right way.
Yeah, I wish I know more too.
Right.
It's just kind of the state of things in Fresno these days. So.
Fresno people need to know too. Dylan, appreciate it. Thank you for coming on.
Yep, thanks for having me.
All right, we'll be right back with more Behind the Bench right after this on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
The Central Valley Sports Leader has you covered all spring long. CAF Central Section Baseball lives right here on 1430 ESPN Fresno. You'll hear it all live as we bring you the biggest matchups on the diamond.
Carrying on its way to the wall, and it's a home run.
Phil Benotti has the call, joined by some of the best baseball minds in the Central Valley. High school baseball, only on 1430 ESPN Fresno. Brought to you by Fresno Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Fresno City College, and the Foundation at FCOE.
Do you remember last summer? The air conditioner was on all day, and it still never felt cool in here.
Yeah, how could I forget? It ran nonstop, and every electric bill just kept getting worse.
Exactly. I don't want a repeat of that.
That's why May is the smartest time to take care of it, before the real heat hits and everyone's calling at once.
Like Maria down the street. She had Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating come out for a spring AC tune-up.
She said her system's running smoother, cooling better, and ready for the hottest days ahead.
And she only paid $99 for the AC tune-up.
Plus, Lee's gives you a 2-hour booking window. No waiting around all day.
Let's do that. I'd rather be prepared than miserable.
Get your home summer ready now with a $99 AC tune-up from Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. Call 559-785-1212. CLN number 635355.
AC Heat and Plumbing, you just call Lee's. It's easy as calling Lee's. Lee's AC. Lee's AC. Plumbing and Heat, yeah. Lee's AC. Ed Dinas, the dealer in Dinuba that does. Yes, he does.
Tax season is over, but the upgrades are just getting started at Ed Dina's Auto Center. Now's the time to drive home in a rugged Chevrolet Silverado or step into a premium GMC Sierra. Check out our SUVs like the Chevy Tahoe and GMC Yukon. At Ed Dina's, we do more than sell vehicles. We customize them your way. With strong trade-in values, easy financing, and inventory ready to go, your next ride is waiting at EdDinasAutoCenter.com.
Hey, football fans, you know what makes a team great on the gridiron? It's when all the players do their part to make everything work. That's what Superior Pipe can do for your food processing plant, chemical plant, boiler service, or tank truck. Thanks to their reliable and durable pipes, valves, and fittings, you can be sure that everything that makes your team perform is running strong. And with their same-day service and competitive pricing, they'll help make sure all your players are doing their part. Call now at 266-PIPE or visit online at SuperiorPipeUSA.com today. Go Dogs!
Hungry for a deal? Toledo's Mexican Restaurant has you covered. From 10 to 2, Monday through Friday, your lunch plans are officially solved with Toledo's $16.99 lunch special. Pick your favorite fountain drink, plus your choice of super salad, and pair it with one of Toledo's popular traditional favorites, your choice of enchiladas, tostadas, or burrito. Just $16.99, Monday through Friday from 10 to 2. With 3 locations to serve you in Clovis and Fresno, Toledo's is the perfect place to erase your midday craving. Online at Toledo'sMexicanRestaurant.com.
Citizens Business Bank is a proud sponsor of the Fresno State Bulldogs. Hi, I'm Susan Woosner, Senior Vice President and Manager of Citizens Business Bank in Fresno. We proudly support California's thriving small to medium-sized businesses. Our relationship-based approach and straightforward business model set us apart in the financial services industry. We are a banking partner that understands your industry and your company. Whether you're expanding operations or planning for the future, Citizens Business Bank is here to help ensure your banking experience is smooth, convenient, and aligned with your success. My team strives to build long-term banking relationships by getting to personally know you and your business, and then providing you with a wide array of powerful solutions customized to your unique financial needs. Visit cbbank.com to learn how Citizens Business Bank can help contribute to your success. That's cbbank.com. Citizens Business Bank, N.A., Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Behind the bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, Valley's local sports leader. Big thanks to Dylan Gonzalez of the Fresno Business Journal for joining me in the last segment, talking about the setup of what we are seeing with the downtown sports revitalization projects that are going on right now. I think the number one thing I've taken away from that conversation, Jorge, is just, it's like I want to know who's owning this Fresno Falcons team, and I am excited, and I am a proponent of more stuff at Salad Arena when it comes to sports. But man, to ask for season tickets and to ask for merchandising, people paying for merchandising, and yet you don't know who's running the thing, just makes me feel, as the kids say, it gives me the ick a little bit. Jorge, is that fair to say?
Oh, definitely fair. I feel like when it comes to money, they just don't feel like they should tell us things, because we're definitely gonna start asking questions about, well, where is this coming from, And it's legitimate, but at the same time, like, if we want things, sometimes we just gotta, it feels like we gotta look the other way, but it just feels weird. It feels wrong. It feels
right.
It doesn't feel good.
And
like you said, icky.
I'm trying not to poo-poo the idea of that, and I want it to work. I want it to happen. I want it to exist. These are the questions that have to be asked, and it's just very strange that nobody's getting kind of a straight answer on this. And
I'm hoping it comes out soon.
I hope so.
And
I don't want a situation here where we're sitting here on May 12th and there is no ownership group in place. It's more of just the league is kind of pushing this thing to happen right away, and yet we have nobody running the ship. Maybe it's the league running the ship right now. I don't know, but that doesn't feel.
Might be it. Yeah, that might be that the league is the one that's gonna carry it for a little.
And
bit.
that feels like a conflict of interest because the league is supposedly running a franchise. Isn't the league supposed to be the independent arbiter of all franchises in this whole operation at the moment?
They're carrying all the franchises for a minute.
That sounds unsustainable.
once they get the backing and stuff like that, and I mean, sometimes that's how leagues start. And I know the MLS. There was a point there where they had to carry a couple teams and find owners for them, and then eventually now they're like billion dollar teams and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know, it's difficult.
I'm having a hard time trying to wrap my head around kind of the logic of it, and like, and you can't blame me for having this kind of speculation, because in the history of sports, when a new franchise is introduced or a new idea is introduced, there is a group behind that. There is a group behind that is pushing that idea, and it feels backwards to then ask for the financial aspect of it. It was very interesting to see the question relayed at the presser about ownership, and there had to be a long delay in that answer because the spokesperson had to go talk to the league official, and it was kind of a whisper in the ear situation, and said that'll be addressed later. I don't know. I'm the sniff test here, man. The sniff test is not feeling great.
And the thing is, we've been done wrong before, and it just feels like it's the same stuff they told us and got our head full of dreams, and all of a sudden it's not what they said,
Right. Man, I don't want this to fail.
I want hockey.
I want hockey.
I want hockey.
And who knows? We may be playing.
game.
I want the hockey to be sustainable. I don't want it to be a quick cash grab. I don't want it to be just a traveling circus coming in for the next 5 years and saying, "All right, see ya," and we get to rip the play again, and then Selling Arena's an empty shell of itself once again, right? Yep. But you can't spend the money on a new scoreboard and expect suddenly, you need the sustainability in that building, and you need the people downtown to make that sustainable. I am fascinated at what this is gonna look like, and I think everybody listening has the same questions I do when it comes to this whole announcement. I am hyped, and yet I am speculative. I am skeptical of what's going on, and you should be too, and you should be asking the people who are involved. I'd be very careful in purchasing anything until I know who's running the thing. Maybe the better approach was to start this thing in October of 27. I feel like that'd be a better situation. Gives you a lot of time to build up an ownership group.
They still got time to say, hey, look, we're gonna dial it back a little bit.
I would be, honestly, I would not be shocked if we get a kind of announcement too. Like, actually, we're waiting till October of 27. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't hate it either. Like I said, that feels like a move that would create more sustainability for a franchise down there. But it feels like we're trying to run up a mountain.
Maybe they know more stuff than they're letting on.
Then why are they not letting us on? Like, you're trying to get people on board for this thing. Let us know. Come on. Give us all the info. Who's running the thing? That's all I care about. Then I'm ready to give you my money. It's not that hard.
Right.
I'm actually getting really mad about it. Like, the more I think about this, the more mad I get, man. This is crazy. Oh, come on. Let's do it right here in Fresno, for Pete's sake. All right. Let's take a break. We got one more hour next on 1430 ESPN.
Welcome to A Plus Signs.
Thanks. Yeah, I need some custom exterior signs for my business.
Great. What's the name of your business?
C Plus Signs.
Wait, you own a sign company?
Yep, C Plus Signs.
And you want us, A Plus Signs, to make your signs?
Yeah, I need them really fast, and we can't touch our turnaround times.
We are kind of known for that.
For signs that stop traffic, drive traffic, and even direct traffic, call A Plus Signs.
Remember, A Plus has great technicians to service and repair signs, too.
Yeah, we got a guy, but he's afraid of ladders.
Hey guys, Phil Benotti from Behind the Bench. Spring is here, and that means more fans on the move, more cars on the road, and unfortunately, more accidents. When the temperatures rise, so do tempers. The roads get busier and the drivers get more aggressive. So whether you're heading to the game or just getting across town, know that if the unexpected happens, you're not alone. The team at Davis and Van Wagenen has your back. They know the road, they know the law, and they fight to get what you deserve. Stay safe this spring. Call the name Fresno trusts. Davis and Van Wagenen.
Get your foursome together and tee it up for a great cause at the Padrinos Classic Golf Tournament, Saturday, June 6th at Eagle Springs Golf and Country Club. Join co-hosts David and Derek Carr for a day of golf, community, and giving back while supporting the Guilds of Valley Children's and their $12 million endowment for local kids and families. All skill levels are welcome and team spots are filling fast. Sign up your group of four today at padrinosguild.org. Every swing helps make a difference.
Stone Fruit Harvest is happening right now, and every minute counts. Get the job done with the help of Pioneer Equipment, your Kubota authorized dealer. Growers across the valley choose Kubota over Blue and Green because of reliability, comfort, and easy maneuvering. Plus, value with durable performance. With Fresno and Reedley locations, Pioneer Equipment, your Kubota authorized dealer, has the equipment, parts, and service you need to operate through harvest. Visit Pioneer Equipment, your Kubota authorized dealer today at pioneerequipmentca.com.
For 80 years, Fresno Pacific University has been shaping the heart and soul of California as the Central Valley's only accredited Christian university. Today, our deep faith roots and pride in our community drive us to provide affordable, career-relevant education that transforms the lives of our students and the communities they serve. Discover your calling through over 100 undergraduate and graduate programs offered on campus or fully online. Fresno Pacific University. Learn more at fpu.edu.
There's nothing like the excitement of Fresno State Bulldogs athletics. From big-time matchups to unforgettable game day moments with the Red Wave, Bulldog Pride runs deep. Come support your favorite teams all season long and be part of the tradition at Fresno State. Feel the energy, hear the crowd, and experience what Bulldog Pride is all about. For schedules, tickets, news, and more, visit GoBulldogs.com today. Your Fresno State Bulldogs. Pride, passion, tradition. Go Dogs!
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like you're going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. But to cruise through challenges, you need someone who's right there with you. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PCs and tech advice you need to get past whatever's in front of you and get where you want to go. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
I've been driving commercial vehicles for 20 years. Every big road across this country, anywhere the work takes me, that's where I'm driving. But that's not where I'm going. I'm going to see my little girl graduate high school and my boy get married and to teach my grandkids a thing or two. And I realize everyone out there is going somewhere. So it just makes sense to help each other get there safely. Let's all get where we're going. Learn more at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Paid for by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration.
Your home of the San Francisco 49ers, 1430 ESPN, the Valley's local sports leader, KFIG Fresno.
Is Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi, breaking NBA news from ESPN's Shams Charania. The 76ers are parting ways with President of Basketball Operations Daryl Morey. Coach Nick Nurse will stay on in Philadelphia. Second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, Game 4 on ESPN. Sabres trying to tie up the series at 2 games apiece in Montreal. Buffalo on the board first thanks to a goal by Matthias Samuelsson. Montreal answered with Alex Newhook's 5th goal the last 3 games. Buffalo and Montreal tied at 1 in the first. Bruins defenseman Charlie McAvoy suspended 6 games for slashing Sabres forward Zach Benson in Game 6 in the first round. He'll serve the suspension at the start of next season. Spurs T-Wolves set to tip off Game 5 of their second round NBA playoff series. They are tied at 2 games apiece. Lakers president of basketball operations and GM Rob Pelinka at today's end-of-season press conference said if LeBron James decides he wants to come back for a 24th NBA season, the team would love to have him back. Added they will be patient with James' decision-making process as he enters into unrestricted free agency. Jason Collins, the NBA's first openly gay player who had served as a global ambassador for the sport for the past decade, has died after battling brain cancer. He was 47 years old. Baseball, Yankees leading the Orioles 6-0 top of the 5th. Paul Goldschmidt, Trent Grisham have each gone deep for New York. Nick Gonzalez, an RBI single, has accounted for the game's only run in Pittsburgh. Pirates leading the Rockies 1-0 bottom 5. Nationals up 3-0 on the Reds bottom 4. James Wood, Luis Garcia Jr., and Dalen Lyle each with solo shots. Phillies up 2-0 on the Red Sox bottom 5. Kyle Schwarber, MLB leading 37th homer of the season.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Wednesday as we continue to count down to the NFL schedule release, I'll tell you some of the lingering questions I still have before training camp. It's on Sportsman, like 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
From local high school sports
It's good to be joined by our Student Athlete of the Week. Anthony, how's it feel to be a Student Athlete of the Week?
Feels good, man.
to your Fresno State Bulldogs.
Pleasure to always have Coach Entz in the building here. And Coach, how are you doing on this Tuesday night?
Doing good. Doing really good.
When the athletic director of Fresno State drops in here at ESPN Fresno. Garrett, it's good to have you in.
You know, we're just grinding every day, trying to get better. But beautiful weather right now.
And voices from the pros.
On ESPN Fresno with Sean Merriman, Charger linebacker. Great.
Man, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Q Myers joining me now. He's with the Raiders, of course.
Man, I love Fresno. I really do, man.
Rick Neuheisel here with us on ESPN Fresno.
It is a treat to be on ESPN Fresno.
This is your home for all things sports. Hosted by Phil Benotti, breaking it down, calling it like it is, and taking you behind the game. This is Behind the Bench on ESPN Fresno.
That's right. Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader, hour number 3 of our show. One more hour to go before we get to Giants baseball here on 1430 ESPN. 6:40 pregame with a 7:10 first pitch. Boy, that game got late. I was feeling nostalgic last night, by the way, with the Giants game of how late it went. Like, I felt like I was thrown back to like 2010. Like watching Giants baseball growing up, because
the playoff games.
No, like back in the day, man, it was either 1 o'clock or it was 7 o'clock. There was none of this 6:40, 6:10, 4:10, 5:50, whatever BS it is surrounding the major league schedule, because everybody's concerned about getting home in a decent hour.
I think it's more about programming and stuff like that.
Right. I liked how old-fashioned the game felt last night. It's 10:15, and the Giants are putting up their 9th run in the top of the 9th.
Yeah.
I felt nostalgic. I was like, I'm staying up late watching the Giants game. I love it. That's how I was when I was a kid. I'm like, Mom, Dad, can I stick? Like, the Giants game's close. I can stick around until 9 o'clock. My bedtime can go to 10 o'clock. Come on, let's do it. Plus, Barry's up in about 3 batters.
He's going to get a home run.
Right, of course. So, I love the nostalgia of how late these games are going to be this week, right? It's throwing me back to a different era. The NBA game last night, the Laker game went till about, oh, God help you if you were trying to stay up at the Laker game on the East Coast last night. What did that end at? 1:30 in the morning Eastern time? I think it was. I think it was about
the same time as the Giants.
The Giants somehow lasted longer than the Lakers game, I believe.
It was literally... I got the message for the Giants, and then I went and looked at the Lakers game, and it was like 4th quarter, 10 seconds or something like that.
Right. I think it's fascinating. I think it was a nice throwback to a certain era that I completely miss. So I'm ready to handle it again.
Yeah.
What do we got? NBA playoffs right now. T-Wolves Spurs about to go. No, that's not going to go late. That's the only game tonight. That starts like right now, by the way. Do we have any hockey tonight? Any NHL doubleheader action? We got Patos tonight. The mighty Patos against the what were the Knights again? Caballeros?
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Caballeros Dorados.
Yeah. So we have that today. That doesn't feel still nostalgically late. 6:30 start time for that hockey game. Canadians up 2-1 on the Sabres right now, by the way, at the end of one. Canadians could push that series to 3-1. You feel bad for the Sabres, who made that playoff run, first run to the playoffs in 14 years. So, hot take. Make sports later again.
Make sports later again.
Keep me up, man. I miss it.
Okay.
I miss it. I don't know. That's just me. NFL schedule leaks. You want a few more of these trickled in today, Jorge?
Did they?
We have some more schedule leaks.
Okay.
I don't know if you know some of the ones that came out today. Have you seen any of these today?
I saw the Monday Night Football one.
Okay. Monday Night Football announced it was Broncos and Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
But first, initially, was announced that we didn't know who the home team was.
Yeah.
I now know who the home team is.
Chiefs.
It's the Chiefs, yes. So it's Broncos at Chiefs. I don't know. Jake Haener? Justin Fields has a subpar preseason? You know, Jake can make the team.
I don't know.
If Mahomes ain't
still there,
physically right,
I feel like he just needed something.
Nico Remigio taking the kickoff back for a touchdown. We'd like that. We have a Spain game announced. The game in Spain.
True, yeah.
You know this one, I think. Bengals and Falcons, week 9. So the Bengals are going overseas to take on the Falcons in Madrid, Spain. I think I told you that earlier.
Yeah.
This was announced about an hour ago. We have the game in Paris, France announced. And that'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New Orleans Saints in Paris, France in week 7. So.
Steelers Saints?
Steelers and Saints.
I guess since they're.
What do you mean since they're?
The Saints in France and French.
New Orleans. The Creole. You know.
Yeah. I guess you could see that. That's a.
Québécois.
I could see that.
You know. Some sort of French flair to
former French
the Fleur de Lis
colony.
Going out to Paris, France, to take on Aaron Rodgers in the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Was it a French colony? New Orleans?
Yeah, it was part of that Louisiana Purchase.
Right.
French, that whole thing.
The whole thing.
We got it for $1. I don't think we got it for $1, but
they got it for a lot less than they thought they were going to get it.
It was a good deal. One of the best trades in the history of America.
How it went down? They send the person to go down and buy New Orleans because they just needed a port.
Right.
And then Napoleon said, "Well, I can sell you this whole thing," and they were like,
"Okay."
And then they bought half the United States.
They just bought the whole, and they just got the entire half of the United States. Fascinating. Miami wasn't good enough, but Florida down there, wasn't that? Yeah, never mind.
That was Spanish.
I was about to say, isn't that Spanish territory?
Yeah, that was Spanish territory.
Yeah, that's what I thought. My instincts were right. I paid attention to history class. Last one for you. Last schedule leak for you here, Jorge. You ready?
All right, let's do it.
London, week 5. Jaguars against the Eagles. So Philadelphia goes to London to take on the Jaguars.
Jags again?
Jacksonville Jags are always going to be in London.
Yeah, their owner is British, right?
No. Shah Khan?
Yeah.
No, he's not British. He's just a dude. He just loves London.
I thought he was.
You thought he was British?
He owns Fulham, right?
Sure, he can own Fulham. My BS Red Sox own Liverpool, and they're American as could be.
No, I just thought Khan was a British, was English.
Bleeping, Mac.
I gotta look that up.
Or what was his name? Ryan Reynolds, that guy. They own Wrexham. They're American.
Oh, Canadian.
Oh yeah, you're right. Dang.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds.
One of them's American. The other one's Canadian.
Yeah. Sorry. Apologies, Ryan Reynolds. My bad. Whoopsie daisies. So there's your schedule leaks. Those are some of the international games. A reminder, I think that's kind of what was going to trickle out anyway today, because once again, I have, some international games trickled out today. Supposedly we're going to get some more tomorrow. Supposedly, Jorge, your Niners, your Niners Mexico game, we could find out tomorrow. We'll finally find out if you're correct, if your sources say so, that it is Dolphins versus 49ers in Mexico City. Is it Mexico City they're going to play in?
Yeah, Mexico City.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what that looks like. But for the time being, good little schedule nuggets for you out there. So are you ready for the PGA tournament this week, Jorge? Are you hyped up for the 108th playing of the PGA Championship? If I could give you 100 guesses, then I don't think you would guess any of the states that Aronimink Golf Club is in. Do you have any idea where Aronimink is? Golf Club this week, where they're playing?
Who?
Aronimink Golf Club. That's the site of the PGA Championship this week here in the United States of America. Can you just give me one guess of what state Aronimink is in?
Is it the South?
No.
It's got to be northern then.
Okay.
It's northeast.
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 Yeah.
Maine.
Yeah. No, not Maine. That's a little too far north.
Too far northeast.
No. Try Philly.
Rhode Island.
Try Philly.
Philadelphia.
Yeah. Try Philly area. Newton, technically. Newton, PA.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, they're in Pennsylvania this week. So the Eagle fans are going to be out and about. Ripe as could be, by the way, because their Flyers crashed out of the playoffs in a sweep, and the Sixers crashed out in the playoffs in a sweep within the span of about 24 hours. So I got to imagine they're feeling a little fresh right now, those Philadelphia fans out there. And plus the Phillies stink. So I can't wait to see what kind of environment we're going to get this weekend in Philly for Aronimink PGA Championship, which, remember, the PGA Championship last year was won by Scotty Scheffler. Scotty, of course, 2 years ago, we remember, got arrested in Quail Hollow out in Charlotte. Or not Quail Hollow, excuse me. You did not get arrested in Quail Hollow. You got arrested somewhere else.
It was in Georgia, wasn't it?
No. Oh, gosh. Why can't I? Kentucky, I think?
Tennessee.
No, I think it was Tennessee or Kentucky. You're right.
Kentucky, Tennessee.
Valhalla. He was arrested at Valhalla.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, and the mugshot and everything. Then he came back and won a PGA the next year.
Right?
Yeah. Just a little note on the PGA. Scotty Scheffler will have a chance to join Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, and Bobby Jones as the only players to win at least 5 majors before turning 30. This is his last major before he turns 30 in his career. So there's a little nugget for you. The last time Aronimink hosted a major, it was 1962. So it's been a while since they've been there. That was won by Gary Player. Ever heard of him? And the club has hosted a total of 4 events on the PGA Tour. Last one coming in 2018 when Keegan Bradley beat Justin Rose. I don't think Bryson's ever played here, but I'm going to be fascinated to see what he looks like this weekend. He was awful at the Masters, if you do recall. Just 2 complete blow-ups in the bunkers this past weekend, or in the Masters. Little 3-shot, kept it in the bunker, couldn't quite get out of it, and, flubbed his way to a miscut at the Masters.
Oh, okay.
He was horrible.
Yeah.
9th career PGA Championship. He's runner-up the last 2 years. He finished 2nd place the last 2 years. T2 2 years ago when he lost to Xander by a putt, and then Scotty ran away with it, but Bryson ended up finishing 2nd anyway. I think he was like 6 strokes behind Scotty Scheffler, or maybe 5 strokes behind. So Bryson's hovering around the winner's circle here if you want to consider his history with the PGA, and he feels like he could win this week based off of the form that he has. Bryson, he has finished T4 at Oak Hills in 2023. His 3 consecutive top 5s in the PGA Championship is the longest streak by any player since Tiger Woods when he went 05-07 run. Tiger Woods was very good back then in 05 and 07, so we're talking Tiger territory of what Bryson DeChambeau has accomplished at the PGA Championship. Another top 5 this week for Bryson would make him the first player since Jerry Pate back in the 76 to 79 range to have a top 5 in 4 consecutive years at the PGA Championship. So are we liking Bryson's chances to win the PGA Championship this year? I think there's a real shot. Outside of the complete blip we saw in the Masters, the dude who was winning tournaments at LIV, and whatever you want to feel about the sustainability of how the LIV tournaments allow you to feel like you're competing there with that league folding in supposedly in the next year or two. But outside of it, it felt like he was in good form, and then the Masters kind of blew up in his face. So I'm curious what the turmoil is going to do to his playability, right, with the uncertain nature of his future, right? His contract ends at the end of the year with LIV. So I'm fascinated to see what kind of future it looks like for Bryson. And maybe that's a little more freeing right now to just say, I'm going to go play some damn golf tournaments and see how I do, right? And if he wins this one, he's playing in that tournament for life. The PGA Championship acts like the Masters. You win the PGA Championship, you get to play it forever and ever and ever till you feel like you can't play it anymore. So feels like he's got to win one here.
Got it right.
Right? He's close, man.
It's back. It was second place back to back, right?
Second place back to back.
Yeah.
He's got to get one. He's kind of like he's in that Phil territory, Phil Mickelson territory of, just kind of so close and not winning it, except for those U.S. Opens. Like, Bryson's been awesome when he doesn't miss the cut in majors too. Either he completely implodes, which he did in 24 at the Open, in 25 at the U.S. Open, and then this Masters, a month ago. Those are the only times he's missed a cut in his last 3 years. Other than that, he's gone T6, second, 1, T5, T2, T10 in the last tournaments that he's not missed the cut in. I like his chances, man. Am I going to be the homer that picks Bryson DeChambeau? Do you feel like I need to be the homer that picks Bryson DeChambeau here, Jorge? Do I go for it?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, if he's done second place back to back,
right?
He sure knows the
course isn't as long. He can probably bomb it around here. It's going to be very key to see what his iron play is going to look like. His irons are just so strange, right? With the single length iron situation and all the uneven lies. It's a little hilly. It's very hilly up at Aronimink. So it's going to be interesting to see how he handles that approach. But it feels like there's some approachable holes. It could be a really easy scoring week for a lot of guys. So do I have the odds in front of me? I don't know if I have the odds in front of me. But here we go. What do we got? I got the live odds to win right now. What do I got? Bryson is a plus 1950. Almost a plus 2,000 to win the tournament. He's a plus 365 to finish T5. He is a plus 190 to finish T10. The only guy who's better than him right now, Scotty Scheffler, plus 385 to win, which is crazy. Rory is a plus 940. John Rahm is at plus 1450. You got Kim Young at plus 15. And Xander Schauffele has the same odds as Bryson at plus 1950. So, we'll see. We'll see if our Clovis boy can do it. Starts this Thursday. Be giving leaderboard updates throughout. Busy Thursday show, by the way. I'm looking at schedule release.
A lot of things happening.
Schedule release, PGA, all that stuff. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. We got a 5 at 5 to do next on 1430 ESPN.
Want to work somewhere fun, flexible, and rewarding? Me and Ed's is hiring. We're looking to expand our team with full and part-time positions at over 40 locations. Join our growing company as a delivery driver or valued team member today. For more information on job descriptions or to apply, go online at meandeds.com or visit your nearest location. Me and Ed's is hiring. Fill out an application.
Steel prices are rising everywhere except where it counts. Pacific Steel Supply INC in Fresno still delivers unbeatable value, rain or shine. They'll match or beat any competitor's price by at least 10% on top quality steel, roofing, and components. 24/7 service? Absolutely. When storms hit, Pacific Steel Supply INC keeps your build moving. Get your free quote today at PacificSteelSupplyINC.com. Pacific Steel Supply INC. Premium products delivered on time, every time.
Spring and summer weddings, prom, graduation. Patrick James is your premier destination. Elegant tuxedos and suits for purchase or rental. We offer full-service tailoring on site, custom clothing offerings, and the West Coast's first Martin Dingman Lodge and Johnny O Shop and Shop. Please come in and experience the exemplary customer service and quality apparel carefully selected for you from all your favorite brands. Patrick James in Fig Garden Village or PatrickJames.com. Started in Fresno and serving the Valley since 1962.
The weather in Fresno is, well, crazy. 31 degrees one day, 71 the next. We're famous for going from winter to summer in the blink of an eye. And you know what that means? It's time to have your air conditioner serviced. Regular AC maintenance doesn't cost. It's an investment that pays. For 56 years, Donald P. Dick Air Conditioning has provided trusted HVAC service to the Central Valley. Annual checkups keep your system running smoothly and help prevent costly repairs. The specialists at Donald P. Dick can locate problems early, saving you money and stress. Sign up for our Super Saver program. It's just a few bucks a month. You'll get 15% off repairs and 2 professional tune-ups a year to keep your efficiency up and your PG&E bill down. For fast, reliable service and over 5 decades of experience, call Mr. Cool at 559-255-1644. That's Donald P. Dick Air Conditioning at 255-1644.
Every day, the choices you make matter, especially for your business and the community around you. When you choose to bank local with FFB Bank, your deposits don't sit on the sidelines. They help fund local businesses, create jobs, and strengthen the neighborhoods you serve. With business accounts designed for you, local decision-making, and a team that understands your goals, FFB is here to help you grow. Because your success is everyone's success. Be the one who builds community while building your business. Visit ffb.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
It's the Memorial Day sale at Fashion Furniture. Recliners starting at $297, sofas from $797, and sectionals from $997. This is it. This is the big one. Ask about free local delivery and 0% financing for 36 months. The 66th annual Memorial Day sale at the largest locally owned furniture store in the Valley. Shop today at Fashion Furniture, across from River Park. There's nothing like it in all of California.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader, in the middle of our third and final hour of our show. NBA playoffs are getting fascinating now. Lakers have bowed out. Of course, we saw Philly bow out, and now we have 6 teams remaining to take on the Thunder. And a reminder, of course, Jorge, what do we have coming up on the NBA playoff coverage here on 1430? We will be holding we'll be airing what from the NBA playoffs exactly?
So we'll be airing the ESPN broadcast of the conference finals and the NBA finals.
All right. So continuing that coverage for
we'll
sure.
have OKC for sure.
Absolutely. And we'll have the New York Knicks for sure on the eastern side.
I just didn't see them in the...
Well, because they advanced. They're going to make...
have they made it yet, though?
So. They did, yeah. They swept the Knicks, or they swept the Sixers.
Oh, was it yesterday?
Oh, 2 days ago. Sunday.
They weren't on the... that's weird.
Yeah, it is very weird.
Okay,
so we have 5 teams remaining that could possibly beat the OKC Thunder. So I want to do this exercise with the 5-5, Jorge. What teams left can beat the Thunder in a series? We have 5 selections to pick from. The question is, what's the order? So Jorge, are you? I'm assuming you want to be a part of this 5-5.
Yeah, I'll do it.
We'll just find out what the order is, all things considered. But let's begin with the 5-5.
5 at 5 with Benotti is brought to you by FFB Bank, Financial Foundation Banking. What does FFB mean to you?
That's right. So the OKC Thunder seem to be on a big bad warpath to another NBA championship. So the question is, can anybody stop them? So we have the Spurs, the Timberwolves, the Cavs, the Pistons, and the Knicks. Those are your last hope at potentially eliminating the Thunder from the NBA playoffs. If that is how you want to watch and consume the NBA playoffs, more power to you. So Jorge, are we ready to rank the 5 remaining teams left that have a shot at beating the Thunder? Who can beat the Thunder? Who is well equipped, most equipped to beat the OKC Thunder in a 7-game series? Best of 7-game series. First to 4 moves on. Are you ready to rank them?
Let's do it.
Let's start with
number 5.
I have to imagine we have the same number 5 here. And I think it is, unfortunately, the Detroit Pistons. And it's not like I don't think the Pistons can advance further into this playoffs. I think with one sustainable option at Cade Cunningham, it is very easy for this Thunder team to pick apart the depth that the Detroit Pistons face, which I think the Pistons have had a really valiant season. They've been really playing well this season, and there's a reason they're a 1 seed is because at certain moments their supporting cast can step up, but it has been far and few between in their games I've seen so far. Now they've allowed the Cavaliers to get back into their series, and so my worry is if you're so single-dominated with one guy who is going to be your key catalyst moving forward, to me, Detroit feels like the most ill-equipped to take on the Thunder because the Thunder are most equipped to take out Cade Cunningham, and then everything else is going to fall in line for the OKC Thunder. So that's the only reason. I think the Pistons, I'm not saying the Pistons are the worst team remaining in the playoffs, but I think in comparison to what they're facing in the matchup between them and the Thunder, they are bottom of the list for me. They are the 5th best team that can beat the Thunder in a 7-game series. I think they have the longest odds of beating the Thunder in a 7-game series.
Yeah, I feel bad for Joe because I think this is the end of the road for the Pistons.
And I don't think it's end of the world. I think they can beat the Cavs. I think they could beat the Knicks. I just don't think they could beat. I think they're the worst team to face when they're facing the Thunder. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
You're with me on the Pistons?
Yeah, I think the Pistons is number 5. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I like that. Same reasons. Just one guy can't quite care. We saw with LeBron James and went to a 4-game sweep for the Lakers, right? So I think that's the correct call. The Pistons here at the bottom of this list. Let's go to
number 4.
I think Cleveland. I think Cleveland makes the most sense at this next spot because Cleveland feels like this is a team that's kind of floating in the wind a little bit of whether they want to be good or not. And I think they have the least amount of star power to their roster. I know, James Harden, yes, that's right. And Donovan Mitchell had an awesome second half in that game against the Pistons. But is this sustainable on the road? Is this a team that's going to be exploited when things are moving a little quicker for a pace of game? The Thunder can match up very well, I think, with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I do not believe Cleveland has the guns to make things happen. Now, I have them above the Pistons because if you go beat for beat on the roster, maybe they can kind of match up with the twin big men inside with Hartenstein and Holmgren, with them having Mobley and Jared Allen, but it's just not as sustainable when you have so much better outside shooting coming from the OKC Thunder as opposed to what the Cleveland Cavaliers present. So I'm putting the Cavs here at 4, even though I think maybe objectively they mirror the Thunder a little bit better.
I feel like we have pretty much the same team.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think the Cavaliers are number 4. It just feels like the roster isn't good enough to make it all the way down there. I mean, I feel like they might beat the Pistons in this series. I mean, they're still tied up right now, but they got a good chance, and yeah, they could take the Timberwolves or the Spurs, but I feel like Cavaliers are not taking on.
No.
Yeah.
Whoever comes out of that series, God help them.
Yeah.
Number 3.
I was pretty split on this one, but I think I will sit. And I've been really liking this team and their fight throughout the season and throughout the postseason, despite injuries. And Anthony Edwards, still kind of coming back to his 100% level, but I got the Minnesota Timberwolves here next. And I think they're a fascinating team. I think they're the team that rises to the ceiling better than I think anybody really left in the playoffs as what I'm observing. But I think there's just not enough offensive firepower from this team to be able to, survive a potential onslaught coming from the OKC Thunder when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. So Minnesota, there's a reason they were a 6 seed coming into this playoffs, and I don't know if their performance can be sustainable over 4 straight series getting to the Thunder and then saying, can they actually beat the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals? I'm not quite sure I'm there yet. So I'm there with I'm going to go the Minnesota Timberwolves next.
I think this is where we differ. I think I'm gonna put the Spurs here. I think the Timberwolves are just one step above them.
Interesting.
And I think the Spurs play well, and I feel like there's a little bit of frustration with how the Spurs have been playing, and I don't know. It feels like
they're young.
Yeah, their unexperience in the playoffs is probably what this step is. You
Right.
know, like they don't have that. I don't know how to say it, but like they haven't faced those
A
playoff
real
teams.
like they haven't seen death yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you need the near-death experience to feel like you can feel alive and get yourself out of those.
That Game 7 type deal.
That's
you know?
right, and they'll experience it, I'm sure.
Number 2,
and that's who I have. I have San Antonio as the number 2, and you might be sitting here thinking, "Wait, Phil, you're forgetting the other team." I'm like, no, trust me, I have San Antonio at the right spot here, and I know the playoff success. Who knows if it mirrors what the regular season success was? And this team did beat the Thunder 3 times this season. Right? And that's not nothing compared to what they are. But you have to know how to pace yourself through the playoffs, and the Thunder have the experience for sure. The Spurs are just, trying to just feel how it goes from round to round. And these players aren't quite sure what the rigors of the playoffs are going to bring to them just quite yet. And so in my opinion, and we've seen the frustration boil over to Wemby throwing that elbow, and luckily for him, he is not missing any time with that. And right now the Spurs are up 9 late first quarter. But I would say proceed with caution with San Antonio just because how well have you paced yourself through this playoff run? Can you, if you get by this Minnesota Timberwolves team, go and beat OKC in 7 games? Can you be a team that is able to pace yourself and make sure you have enough in the tank to make it happen for you? I think they match up well with OKC. It's not like it's a matter of matchups, but it's just a matter of experience. And if you're going to be a very awesome dynasty kind of run that you're setting up yourself to be, usually the first year you arrive is the hardest one. The Warriors being the latest example, and that was back in 2013 when, they won a series and everyone was having the craze of Steph Curry, but really, the dynasty was realized in 2015 after a couple playoff runs.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there, but I just feel like the Timberwolves, would be this number 2, just because I feel like they have more experience here. Like they if they beat this team, there might even be the Knicks or not the Knicks, but whoever's next, or at least playing well. But it's not.
They're going to see the next round, the Thunder. So it's not like they're farther down the road. These two teams,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel it.
So it's interesting. We're flipped, but that's the only difference because we both at number 1.
Number 1.
And the New York Knicks. I didn't think I'd be here.
Yeah.
I thought it was being contrarian. And yet both of us have the same sniff test passing right now for the New York Knicks, which are a team that just absolutely obliterated the Sixers in 4 games, right? It wasn't even close. And in their last 7 games, or last 6 games, their margin of victory has been insane. Their shooting capabilities have been insane. I don't see a reason why they need to let up or slow down here. This team has proven that they can absolutely play with anyone from what we've seen so far. And yet, the only reason I'm so hesitant about this team is the logo. Because it's just the New York Knicks, right? It always ends in
Right.
calamity for this group. It
It
always
does.
ends with their fan base losing their mind and something bad happens, and then they can't reckon with the truth of what's going on with their team. But let's be honest with ourselves right now in this postseason. Jalen Brunson's been awesome. OG Anunoby's been awesome. Karl Anthony Towns is putting up numbers. Mikal Bridges, double-digit scorer. Josh Hart's a double-digit scorer. Mitchell Robinson's just been a monster inside who can absolutely neutralize either Hartenstein or Chet Holmgren. His former teammate, Isaiah Hartenstein, by the way. So I think this is the number one team I want to see take on the Thunder, to be honest with you, in the NBA Finals. And I think this is the only team I think I would consider maybe even potentially picking over the OKC Thunder if it got to that opportunity. And that's where I'm at, and that's why it's number one for me, but I'm assuming you're echoing the same reasons.
Yeah. I feel like this is a team that even last year they were destined for something and nothing came out of it. I feel like they have a chip on their shoulder from that, and a lot of the guys that are that were there last year are wanting to do something now, and I think that's why they're playing with a different mentality, and just more. I don't know. I just feel like more aggressiveness, and they just want to get this teams done with so they could finally face the bigger foe.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just don't feel that they're gonna beat OKC because OKC just seems unreachable, honestly.
Yeah. I think this is an interesting exercise, but I have one footnote as I play the outro.
That was Phil's 5 at 5.
You know who should really be the number one team at this list? The only team that I think really has a chance of beating the OKC Thunder is the OKC Thunder. It's all on their court, man.
I feel like that also goes for New York.
Yeah, New York. The only team that can beat New York is New York themselves, right?
I would love for New York, the franchise, to win. I would hate it for New York to win because of the city.
Yeah, no.
The fans.
The
those
fans
fans are just so ridiculous.
Knicks. What are they chance? Knicks in 4, Knicks in 5, Knicks in 6. You know what? Chalamet losing his mind on the sideline. You know what? Ben Stiller losing his mind. All those New York superstar fans having to travel and figure out going to Oklahoma City.
It feels like they're like Philadelphia fans, but like with less success.
More delusion too.
Yeah.
Trust me. We have one producing the show every freaking Wednesday and Thursday. Speaking of delusional Yankee fans. Delusional New York fans out there. I hope he's listening. I'll let him know tomorrow. Anyways. All right, Jorge, let's take a break. Let's wrap up the show next on 1430 ESPN.
Hey, it's Phil Benotti with Behind the Bench. If you got a volleyball athlete thinking about playing at the next level, Valley Athletics has a great opportunity this summer. Sign up for the girls or boys college coaches camp this summer and get hands-on instruction from some of the top minds in the sport. Registration is open now at valleyathletics.co. And while you're there, check out the membership options designed to help younger athletes keep improving. Valley Athletics, developing the athlete in everyone.
Prices on steel and materials are going up, but at Pacific Steel Supply, they're still delivering the best deals in the industry. Whether it's residential, commercial, industrial, or ag projects, Pacific Steel Supply will match or beat any competitor's price by an extra 10% on top quality steel, metal roofing, and components. With 24/7 service, fast delivery, and the best prices, the time to act is now. Get your free quote today from Pacific Steel Supply in Fresno, Ashland, and Parkway off Highway 99 or online at pacificsteelsupply.com.
Whoever it was that said rainy days are followed by rainbows and pots of gold definitely wasn't in the raisin business. Rain in the wrong places at the wrong time can be a disaster, a crop disaster, and a financial disaster. In short, it can mean there's no payday for all of your labor. Fortunately, it doesn't have to be that way. The solution? Crop insurance for raisins. Bowman & Associates, your local crop insurance specialist, has been writing raisin crop insurance for over 40 years. Bowman & Associates is one of the largest crop insurance agencies in the state and the nation. Call Kent, Quinn, or Blake Bowman today and let them design a policy customized to suit your individual growing needs. Time is running out to purchase rain insurance. With the unstable weather patterns and current low premium rates, now is the time to call Bowman & Associates at 499-2020. California Department of Insurance license number 0F64178.
At Helena Agri Enterprises, we're committed to helping you make the best agronomic decisions for your farm. That's why we combine cutting-edge technology with superior products. Helena's Agri-Intelligence program uses in-depth analysis to identify potential problems in the field before they take root. Combined with a complete line of high-quality crop production and crop protection inputs, Helena has the tools to help you increase productivity, enhance performance, and maximize your return on investment. Contact your local Helena representative or authorized dealer to create the right plan for your farm with Helena products and Agri-Intelligence.
Ed Dina's the dealer in Dinuba that does. Yes, he does.
Tax season is over, but the upgrades are just getting started at Ed Dina's Auto Center. Now's the time to drive home in a rugged Chevrolet Silverado or step into a premium GMC Sierra. Check out our SUVs like the Chevy Tahoe and GMC Yukon. At Ed Dina's, we do more than sell vehicles. We customize them your way. With strong trade-in values, easy financing, and inventory ready to go, your next ride is waiting at EdDinasAutoCenter.com.
So, Dad, Mom says you're both retiring next year.
That's right. Finally time to start doing all the things we've been saving for.
I love it. Have you figured out how to convert your 401ks and investments into income for that?
Actually, I have no idea how to do that. I guess I better figure it out so I can start spending your inheritance.
Just call Thiessen Duker Modern Wealth Management. I met one of their advisors at a 401k meeting. Then I had them do a complete financial plan for me.
Your mom and I could use that kind of help. But why Thiessen Duker?
Well, they're different. They use innovative software designed to show you a detailed picture of your finances. And their advisors work as a team to evaluate your retirement options from all angles. They can help you and Mom, just like they helped me.
Huh. I guess I should call Thiessen Duker.
Right. And about my inheritance, go ahead and spend it. I'm good.
The advisors of Thiessen Duker Modern Wealth Management are registered representatives with and securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
All right, we're approaching the ending of this show here today. Of course, big thank you to our guests who came on the show today. Paul Leffler in the first hour, Dylan Gonzalez of the Fresno Business Journal in the second hour. Really interesting, eye-opening, enlightening conversation today on the show. Thought this was a fun show today. Shall I give the schedule out? This is my favorite part of the week.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of schedule, got another NFL leak.
Ooh, okay.
Ready? Colts Commanders, Week 4 in London.
Is that the second game in London?
First, well, excuse me, technically they're the first London game.
Okay.
Then it's Eagles Jags Week 5, and then also announced was Texans Eagles or Texans. No, excuse me, Texans Jaguars.
Yeah.
In London.
Okay.
But we knew this like a long time ago. So that's your London schedule. Colts Commanders Week 4, Eagles Jaguars Week 5, Texans Jaguars Week 6. There you go. Jorge prints me a new schedule every week. And so this is what we got for you. Tonight, starting at 6:40, Giants and Dodgers, game 2 of that series. Pre-game starting at 6:40. First pitch from 7:10 from L.A. A's and Cardinals will start their series from Sacramento. 6 p.m. pregame with a 6:40 first pitch. Tomorrow, exact same schedule, folks. Tony D, 2 o'clock. Me, 3 o'clock. Giants, Dodgers, 6:40. A's, Cardinals at 6 o'clock over on 790. And guess what? Thursday, we're doing it again. Sportsline Bulldog Hour, Tony D. My show from 3 to 6 from Fashion Furniture. Giants, Dodgers at 6:40. And then the A's are in the daytime, by the way, on Thursday. Noon first pitch, or excuse me, noon pregame with a noon 45 first pitch from Sacramento. Friday, we'll have Sportsline Bulldog Hour, Tony D, 2 to 3. I think there would be a safe assumption we're not going to have my show Friday because we are going to be calling high school baseball Friday. Just a heads up for you folks. So in high school playoff baseball, I think the set time for everyone to start is 4:30. So we're going to operate under that assumption. Excuse me. From the game we're going to pick, which, by the way, from my authority, from what the authority I'm hearing, sounds like we're going to get playoff brackets tomorrow. So we'll probably do a playoff bracket reveal on this show. I got to text Paul Metters, but it is under my impression he is coming on the show tomorrow to react to those brackets for us and to see where everything shapes up for the baseball playoff run, which is a 2.5 week run to the championship to Visalia, which, by the way, we will have a game every round of this playoff run, starting this Friday, next Tuesday, and then next Thursday, and then whatever championship works for us, we're going to be doing down in Visalia the last week of May. So just keep that in mind. As soon as we're done with our game on Friday, we will send it to Giants A's from Sacramento, the Giants broadcast of the Giants A's in Sacramento. A's broadcast will begin at 6 o'clock, and that's a 6:40 first pitch from Sacramento. So if you want to listen to the Giants broadcast, stick around on 1430 all weekend. If you want to listen to the A's broadcast, go to 790. But you're listening to the same game. Do you have a preference, Jorge? Am I putting you in a bad place if you say?
Well, they're two different broadcasts.
Right.
It's the same game.
Just two different flavors.
Things are going to
Same
happen.
game.
But, if you're a Giants fan, you'll probably listen to 1430.
Right.
If you're
A's fan
an
over
A's
on
fan,
790.
For 790.
There you go. Easy enough.
Yeah.
Paul will have a Central Valley Sports Report on Saturday, 10 a.m. to noon, live from First Drink Sports. Giants A's all throughout the weekend, like I said. And we'll be back Monday with Sportsline Bulldog Hour, Tony D, 2 to 3. We'll have my show from 3 to 6 again as the Giants will head to Arizona and take on the Diamondbacks.
Is that Giants A's game in the Bay Area?
No, this one's in Sac. We're in Sacramento
So
this
you're saying
weekend.
that Sacramento's not the Bay Area?
I'm absolutely saying that Sacramento is not the Bay Area. And as someone who has grown up in the Bay Area, my authority stands.
I know. I heard someone said that Sacramento was the Bay Area.
You want to start a fight with me? Start naming places. No. I'm not saying you're starting a fight with me, but I'm saying if you want to know how to start a fight with me, it is declaring things that are part of the Bay that are not part of the Bay, and also declaring things that are in the Bay that are not part of the Bay. Like my hometown is part of the Bay Area. And the only reason is, and my justification for what constitutes you being a part of the Bay,
okay,
are you within 15 miles, 10 miles of a BART station? Not even that. No, if you're within 5 miles of a BART station.
So you would consider San Jose the Bay Area?
Certainly.
Gilroy?
No.
I feel like they have a BART station.
They do not have a BART station. They have a Caltrain station.
Oh, okay.
But
I think that one turns into the BART station.
It gets you to the BART station.
Yeah.
But you're not quite at the BART station yet.
Okay.
No. Folks, it takes you about 15 minutes to drive from my old house I grew up in Brentwood, California, to the Pittsburgh Bay Point train station. And from there, I'm in Oakland in about 50 minutes, and I'm in San Francisco in about an hour. And I'm going to either game that I wanted to when I was in the summer.
That is good transportation there.
Dude, trust me, public transit, man. I know what I'm doing there.
We need some of that public transit over here.
You put me in a city, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure out how I'm getting anywhere. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out cheaply too.
Yeah, I love the buses here, but at the same time, they're kind of slow.
I used to do the bus like when I first got here. They're everywhere, man. You can find your way around this town on those buses.
Yeah,
you really can. I think it's a solid bus system, dare I say, without any sort of experience and knowledge, and I haven't ridden that bus since 2011. So that's me just completely speaking out. Maybe people have gripes on facts. I don't know. I haven't heard many complaints about facts lately.
You know what I do like? I like the trolley that goes from...
oh, let me tell you. The trolley?
Yeah.
Yeah. Love me the trolley. Trolley down in Tower?
One of the best things they did this winter.
My friend, she tells me she does like a Princess Diana wave at the trolley every time it passes. You know, like the pageant wave.
Yeah.
Am I doing it right?
I think that's how it is. I haven't seen a pageant in a few years.
Me neither, sir. Giants, Dodgers coming up in about an hour. Jorge, how are we feeling about tonight's game? Adrian Hauser and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. How are we feeling?
I feel good.
Yeah?
Good. I think that, you know what? I don't know if we're going to win or not, but I feel good about it.
You want the lineup?
Let's do it.
Jung-Hoo Lee leading it up for your San Francisco Giants. Batting second, Luis Arraez in playing second. Batting third and playing third, you have Casey Schmidt. So an off day for Mr. Matt Chapman. Rafi Devers is going to bat fourth and be the DH tonight. Elliot Ramos bats fifth and plays left field. William Adames in the sixth hole, playing shortstop. Mr. Bryce Eldridge batting seventh and playing first base. Why not get off your 143 batting average and see if you can get a little bit some boom in there. Harrison Bader batting eighth. Come on, let's get that 123 average up, playing center field. And Mr. Eric Haas, the catcher tonight, batting ninth. And that is who you are putting out there for the San Francisco Giants. If you're a Dodger fan, why not give the Dodgers lineup out here? This is who the Giants will be facing in tonight's game. Shohei Ohtani leading it off with that 233 batting average. Yikes. Batting second, Mookie Betts. People aren't more critical of Mookie Betts right now. Batting 182 right now. Again, kind of just a not ideal batting average.
Is he still injured?
He's been falling off, man. It's sad to see the decline of Mookie Betts. Tell you what. Batting third, Freddie Freeman. He's good. 273 batting average, playing first. Batting fourth, Kyle Tucker. Batting fifth, Will Smith at catcher. Batting sixth, Max Muncy. He hit a homer last night. He's batting sixth. Andy Pages batting seventh. He'll be the center fielder. Batting eighth, Teoscar Hernandez. He'll be the left fielder. And batting ninth, Hyesung Kim, the second baseman in that ninth spot. Who hits a homer tonight? Anybody? I want Bryce Eldridge to hit him. He crushed one on Saturday. You see that one on Saturday? Yeah. Completely turned on that inside fastball.
To the bay.
Yeah. Don't know if Yamamoto's going to challenge on the inside pitch because that guy completely off the pitch, off the plate, completely turned on that fastball. That was unbelievable. More of that, Bryce Eldridge. More sustainability. I don't know why we're just not playing him more. Let's just get him going. Get that bat going. All right. I think we're out of gas here. I think we've reached our pit stop here, Jorge.
End of the day.
The heat's getting to me.
I'm going to go make some food.
Feeling hot.
It is hot.
It's going to cool down tomorrow, though. Thank goodness. All right. Good show, Jorge. Appreciate the conversation.
Great show.
We'll be back tomorrow, 3 o'clock. Vance Wahlberg back tomorrow. He'll be on the air, by the way. So be sure to tune in at 3 o'clock for that. And Paul Metters. Should be a good one. See you tomorrow, 3 o'clock.
Cyber criminals stole $10 trillion from U.S. businesses.
Fitzgerald against his old school.